Are you Kelly's cat?
Heavy breathing.
Okay, well, when you start, we'll let Kelly and Ace do an improv theme.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, straight out of Austin, as we will rock you like an X-Man. As always, this is Prometheus.
This is Agamemnon.
This is Kelly Nova.
This is Ace.
Yes, joined us once again. We're so happy.
Thanks
Kelly
for
Nova's
having
back.
me. I love hanging out with you guys. I'm clapping because I'm so excited.
Audience.
Not for myself. Kind of. And then hubby Ace Nova joined us. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, he was here in spirit the first time Kelly was here. He was
In spirit in the
I'm not a
corner.
ghost, I promise
Don't
you.
talk.
Yeah, right.
Don't speak to people.
He was part of the live studio audience.
I approved greatly.
Yeah, I want to make that for the intro. It's like, straight out of Austin is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Well, you should, and then people can be like laughing for what was
Does
that?
Damn it. Not again.
Because then you'll feel like you're actually being really super funny,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because I tell a lot of jokes that I think are funny, and I really wish I had a studio audience to follow me to laugh.
You just need to laugh.
I just assume everybody else feels the same
You
way.
just need a sign that lights up. This is applause and laughter.
Yes.
You know?
Just when you walk in a room,
Exactly.
you know, it should be like I Love Lucy. You know, Lucy comes in a room, everyone just applauds.
Ooh.
Yeah, introducing Kelly Nova. Yay!
Ooh.
So we have a new listener here, Casey Sarah Elizabeth Wright.
Casey! She's my BFF!
Hey, Casey.
Hi, Casey! Thanks for joining us.
As you can tell, Kelly especially is excited that you're here. We're
No,
excited-
I'm not even kidding. She is my BFF.
Oh, is she?
I'm super excited. Yeah.
No, it's real. It's
He's
real.
like, that's really nice. I guess you two know each other. I'm like, yeah.
I was if you're just trolling. It's like, I don't know who this person is. I'm still really excited. I mean, that's how I feel on the inside anytime anybody new
Okay.
listens. I'm like, yes, we got another one.
We hooked another one.
We just,
You hooked him.
just bolt the door like, now you can't leave.
Well, hey, Casey. Thanks for joining us. She's in Ireland, so it's super late there.
Yes.
Yeah, she just confirmed. She is your BFF.
Yeah.
Did she's joining us from Ireland?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Well, then top of the morning, too.
Because it is morning there, isn't it?
Yeah, wouldn't it be?
So, what... I have to ask, what is on your shirt?
What's
it
on
looks
my
like
shirt?
it looks like a
Oh, this is
It's
the
a
illustrious
staple.
Staple Gator from StapleCon 2014.
Yeah.
Sweet. Shout outs to Uncle Staple.
Hey, Uncle Staple.
Yeah, they had like it's Mind's Eye Design Production, whatever they're called.
Oh,
company.
really?
Yeah, they do like screen printing. They did
Yeah.
like live screen printing there.
Oh,
So yeah, so that's where I got
This
it from.
dope Bill Murray sticker that I also have a t-shirt of.
Oh, hey.
Bill F.
I've
Murray.
seen that one.
Yeah.
They had a
That's
Heisenberg
them.
one. It was
Oh.
like $25. I'm like,
See, this one was too, but when I caught them at Wizard World, they were selling it. Well, they sold me the print, the shirt, and the sticker for $20.
wow.
They were trying to move some merchandise.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really were.
They really were, yeah, because they showed up like the last day of Wizard, and they're like, yeah, we need to make some money. Right?
But that's the whole thing, because it just kind of highlights the utility of getting like
They're early.
tables and stuff in general.
We
Because
just
like
show up and be like, hey, can I have your table? Sure.
we had signed up like back in August, and then we were going like back and forth with what's her name, Victoria.
Oh,
You remember
God.
her?
Yes, I do.
Oh my god.
Apparently.
It was horrible, and she's like, "Well, you guys are a podcast, so you might want to think about paying $1,000 plus expenses just to be on the main floor so you guys can get like maximum.
Yeah, okay, the whole thing was
Whatever.
like, they're like, well, they're like, well, we're changing the rules for fan tables. We're not sure if you're going to get to be a fan table this year. And they're like, well, since you guys are a podcast, that counts as like small press or whatever. I'm like, ma'am, our budget is literally $3 a month. We're not like the local Fox News affiliate. Like, we don't
Right.
have salaries or any form of income. It's just like all out of pocket.
We literally do this like outside our home because we love it.
yeah.
Not in
It's a love
That's
baby.
ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. So we were just
Yeah.
like,
Was that Wizard World?
Yeah, I remember
Oh,
asking
yeah.
him. I was like, "Hey, I didn't see you guys here yesterday." He's like, "Oh no, I had one of our friends that works with us was here the other day and was saying, hey, we got to get a table here.' So we just talked to him yesterday. He said, "Yeah, show up tomorrow at 8." We're like, "Are you serious?" It was so BS. And then, like, from what I understood, from what I was talking, it didn't seem like they had to pay much of anything. So everything was just
They
profit.
just needed to fill a
space.
table.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it sounded
Because
like.
the first year we did Wizard World, it was the same thing where they had a lot of open fan tables, and some guy literally just came up, was like, "Hey, how do you guys get a fan table?" And we just told him the process, and you're supposed to advertise on your website, be part of a street team, and hand out flyers and stuff, which we of course did.
Of course.
and he just literally goes, talks to one of the organizers in like the yellow shirt. Like 5 minutes later, he's sitting there just like doing sketch work.
Yeah.
I was like, we did all this
I'm
pre-preparation.
taking commissions.
It's like, Wizard, damn you!
Of course. Maybe that's what you should do this year and just like hang around the tables and be like, "Hey, can I get a table?"
I'm just gonna get a table where, like, wherever they have like a lot of traffic and really popular people, I'm just gonna sit down and just be like, "Oh yeah, I'm with them." I mean, my flyers are their flyers.
Just bring your own little table, like a little cafe table.
Bring a little like Fisher Price table, sitting there with a little chair.
That would be amazing. So many people would stop by and be like, "What are you?"
Wear the little hat with a propeller on it. Yes. Like, I have a podcast. Got another one.
Like kid snippets. Have you seen kid snippets?
It sounds familiar, but I don't
It's
think so.
a YouTube series, I guess, where they have kids talking, and then they dub it over with adults acting it out, and they're kind of ridiculous.
Okay, I think I've
Yeah.
seen one of those.
I feel like that's what. I don't know where I was going with that.
That's probably what people would like anticipate.
Maybe.
And then they hear this and like, oh, this is not exactly what I signed up for, but I guess I'll stay for
You
the
have
ride.
a deep voice, sir.
That's right, this is Prometheus.
I am the knight.
You have to dress in a really bad Batman costume.
Already halfway there. Just have a bath towel for a cape.
Yeah.
I can stay dry when the night rains.
Do I smell a closet blah, blah.
Closet
Blah, blah,
cosplay?
blah, blah.
I was like, why? Do I smell it? What are you
Hold on.
smelling?
I wouldn't doubt if I
Smells
did. Like
like
the last 20
justice.
minutes, I've just been sitting here like sweating my butt off.
I actually put on deodorant today, so yay for me. It's a
This
thing
podcast
that's-
is sponsored by Old Spice deodorant. Strong enough for a man, sensitive enough for a woman.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, so your BFF Casey said it's actually 8 or not 8. I'm like this. That's like 2:18 a.m. for like 20 minutes when she actually posted that. So she's a trooper, so we appreciate her
Yes.
foregoing things like sleep that nobody needs,
Nobody needs
you know,
sleep.
to listen to this podcast. And we have another guest, Gail Ann, and then it says null ... So I don't know the full name.
Hi, Gail.
Hi, Gail.
Knowledge.
I'm guessing it's
Or
knowledge.
Knowles.
Could
Maybe
be
it's
Knowles. Beyonce Knowles' his cousin. 'Cause
Gail.
We ain't ready
Hi,
for this
Gail.
jelly.
How are you doing today?
But either way, this is like, we have so many people listening. I'm so excited. The pressure is on. I think they all came for you, Kelly, and you, Ace.
Nah.
They don't like us. They're
I
like,
think it's mostly Kelly. No one knows who I am.
what if they all did? Like, you didn't know that they knew, and they just been, like, watching you?
We love you, Ace.
It's like
my
the Truman
zero social
Show.
presence is like...
Someone's just driving by you, playing that Sting song, I'll be watching you, and you're just like, it seems odd. I can't quite place my finger on why this is creeping me out, but
I always feel like someone is watching me.
Dude, I was literally singing that last night.
nice. It's all coming full circle.
It is.
We're all being
Rockwell.
Yeah.
Do what?
Rockwell.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
Right?
the name of the group?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The name of the guy.
Guy.
The guy.
Oh.
Had Michael
See,
Jackson.
It was his only hit song, and the hook was sung by Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh,
So everybody
okay.
remembers the
Michael
Michael Jackson
Jackson.
part, but not Rockwell like half singing, half rapping.
Nah, that's
Yeah.
funny because I didn't even know who he was until now. Poor guy.
Yeah, that was
I
it.
only know because I used to watch VH1
Oh,
like all the
behind
time.
the music.
I'm not gonna lie, this is the
Insomniac,
reason I
you just
did.
watch
Yeah.
whatever's on at 1 o'clock in the morning. You just watch it.
Yeah.
That was on.
Pop-up video and
Oh my
all those other
God.
ones with like really bad comedians trying to make fun of really
Yeah,
bad
they were
videos.
terrible. They were like D-list celebrities where it's like, yeah, they couldn't even get a table at like a comic convention. It's like, well, we're on VH1, guys. Ah.
Yeah. And they point out the obvious, like, look at that guy in the corner. And you're like, yes, I see him.
He's wearing a stupid hat. Ah. The only time, the time that it was the funniest though was when Vanilla Ice was on there. Like they were playing a Vanilla Ice video, and then they had him do the commentary. So he's acting like himself, making fun of himself, and it's just like, whoa, dude, that's like so meta. So no, this is stupid. Go do your home improvement show, buddy.
I wouldn't trust that advice.
My mom
I
loved
know,
that
right?
I've seen your music career. No.
I know, right? Sir, this foundation's too cold. But,
I feel like you ripped off this advice from someone else.
Yes, he's giving you the instructions. He's just like relaying the information from like a YouTube video.
He's like looking at like the screen, just like back and forth.
So are you just watching Builders.org? No.
No.
Why would you say
Hold on,
that?
give me a minute.
Yeah, no, right. Hold on, it's buffering. Then you add more nails. So he says he always feels like somebody's watching him. That's because I'm always watching you, Luis. And we're always listening every Friday at 8 p.m. for his podcast, The Comic Bubble.
Of course.
So
Boom.
yeah, you
I
got,
like that sound effect that you do. Do you have to do that at the end?
I just
Comic
do.
bubble.
Yeah, every time someone says Comic Bubble, I do it.
He doesn't have to. He just does it because he knows it. Deep down, it slightly annoys me. But it was... Damn it.
Hey, Luis. How are you?
But I'd highly recommend checking it out. I just listened to his most recent episode. It's really good. It's just all comics, and as you can
In
tell
a
from
bubble? Sorry.
it's nothing but comic books and pretty much anything that's into his mind.
That was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, it's really good. So I'd highly recommend checking it out. He knows his stuff. Like whenever we don't know a name of an actor or a star arc that it have, we're like, Luis.
He's like, I got
No,
this.
he's like the encyclopedia. I'm just like, man, this guy has more knowledge than I
Amateur.
ever
Yeah.
could hope to accumulate.
Yeah, he's our oracle in the DC universe. Hopefully not wheelchair bound.
Yes.
I'm a quadriplegic or paraplegic from the Joker, but
He is a chain smoker.
those little morbid like that. Death's coming for you, buddy. You ready? Father Margulis, all men must die.
Frizzy comb over hair she had.
Who?
The Oracle. She's always sitting there.
Oh, you're talking about the
No,
okay.
he's surrounded by smoke because
the
it holds
Matrix
all his
Oracle.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh, the Matrix Oracle, yeah.
Yeah, we're all like,
Was there another one?
No.
I'm
Luis-
talking about the Oracle from Batman.
Barbara.
Barbara
Luis knows who
Gordon.
you're talking about.
Oh.
Get out of here!
Was she a chain smoker?
Who are you?
No, that's why we were confused. We thought you were talking about
pretty sure she
Luis
might
with a
have
chain
been.
joke.
Seeing like Barbara Gordon was like, I'm in a wheelchair. Screw it.
Well, shit, I would be too if I was that stressed out. Like,
Batman, you
there's
gotta get
so
out and
much
save Gotham.
crime.
How many
There's
times
so
is Joker
much.
gonna kill my pop?
Yeah.
Oh, no sweet
How many times have I
nicotine.
tell Batman not to go into a place and he does it anyway?
Yeah, that's right.
Batman, don't wait for backup. Nope, go.
I am
get
backup.
I am the backup. No, you know what? That's why you have like 13 different Robins.
Yeah, no,
Because
right.
you need
Yeah,
backup.
that's why all the Robins died, and that's why you were paralyzed for like a year and a half.
It's just at that point, he's like, I'm going in. She's like, no, Batman.
No.
His
Please
voice changer is
don't.
actually Barbara's smoking voice.
I'm sure she sounds like Dr. Girlfriend.
Yes, I know, right?
He's like the world's greatest detective. You smoke, Barbara?
Yeah, no, right. You never smelled it on me. You never wondered why I sounded like a 50-year-old man. You know, I just thought, I don't know. That was a New York thing.
I've been away for a long time.
Yeah, right. I was in that hole for a long time.
I thought your vocal cords were also paralyzed.
Nobody came to look for me. I had to climb out and somehow Batman myself back to Gotham.
Batman myself back to
I just imagine he
Gotham.
was like, Batman! And just, like, suddenly appeared in Gotham.
I guess since they're trying to tie that semi into like the Man of Steel universe, he's like, "Hey Clark, I know you can hear me. Can you get me back to Gotham, but let nobody know?" David S. Goyer, just write a plot hole.
He's like carrying him like on his shoulders, like, don't tell anyone about this.
No, he's strapped on like a little backpack.
Yeah, his little legs are kicking.
Cell phone taking selfies, like,
Of course.
There's this little cartoon strip, and it's like Batman like sitting on top of Superman, and they're like flying, and he's like, what was it now? He's like, Batman, because like Batman's like scolding him for something. He's like, when's the last time you let yourself dream? And he's like, I was 8 years old. My parents got cut down. I was like, oh my god,
my parents are dead.
Wow.
My parents are dead.
Always a mood killer.
Yeah, he is a great buzzkill. That's why he has no friends. Like,
Right?
That's why all the Robins either die, like they're looking for a way out. They're
Yeah.
like, this dude is cramping my style.
I can't handle it anymore. Tim was like, I'm gonna be your Robin. And
Yeah.
He's like, just so persistent about it.
Well, I think Tim was just a masochist. I think that's why he just like treat me bad.
His own mom died. Wasn't his
Love
dad
you,
killed
Bruce.
as well?
Huh?
I remember his mom was dead.
Oh.
Yeah,
And then I think his dad got killed.
Well, yeah, because that was
Yeah.
the thing. Because they changed it.
His
'cause
dad
they're-
got dead.
Yeah, he's about to
got
get
dead.
dead. Joker is like a gangster.
I just can't believe the level of crime in Gotham. Like, if you look at the statistics, if each book is a night, the crime rate is like 110%. Like, it's beyond reason.
Because Batman's the only one that can fight crime in that town.
Because
the
the
cops are corrupt. Yeah. I guess like Gotham, we think about it, it's like 24, where it's like there's 5 terrorist attacks in one day.
And Batman has to save all of them.
All of them.
Like I'm sure like after one day of crime fighting for Batman and one day of saving the United States for Jack Bauer, they're sitting in a coffee shop like, that was one hell of a day. Should probably get some sleep.
Did you finally finish your 24 marathon?
Yes, all 8 seasons. It was epic. Okay, so like season 8's a little slow, and I wasn't loving it that much. You know, it took me a while to finally finish it. The last 5 episodes are so great because like Jack Bauer, like spoilers, but I mean it's 24. So obviously another love interest gets killed. And he's like, it was literally one of those like, all right, I'm about to retire. I'm getting out of this game. I'm gonna go live with my daughter and my granddaughter and put this whole thing behind me. And you know, so they're like, so he's like, and I want you to be with me. And then he's like, he goes to like brush his teeth or something, and she gets like a phone call like, oh, the secret to what's happening with the president is this, Jack. I need to tell you something. And then she gets shot like 50 times in the chest. And he's just like, no.
I'm surprised he didn't say, damn it.
I think he did actually.
Get out! They bring me back
Yeah,
in.
yeah. So then he just goes on this murder spree because like every other season is like the country comes first. Like whatever happens, it's like, I mean, he'll go out on a limb to save his family, but it's like whatever, he doesn't care about himself.
Okay.
You know, and he's like, he's willing to break whatever laws or bones he's got to break to get the job done. You know, whatever the president says, he's got to do it. Now he's like, nah. You killed the woman. You killed the woman I love. So he's just going around just killing everybody, and he just like lost it. And my favorite part is like the former president's like all smarmy on the phone. He's like, "Yeah, I got Jack Bauer right where I want him." Like he doesn't even know I'm playing him. And then all of a sudden you see Jack Bauer's in like this like riot gear with like a machine gun, and he just starts laying into the car. And then you see the president's like, "Oh God, Jack Bauer's here. He's after me."
Jack Bauer just becomes a Terminator.
Yeah, pretty much.
The last 5 episodes.
Yeah,
He, like, kills
pretty
everyone.
much. Actually, I lied. There's an even better scene. So it's like the Russians are trying to warn like another group of Russians that like Jack
course they're
Bauer's coming to kill you
Russians.
guys. Like he just came in here and killed everybody. And then so you see them calling, and then you see the phone ringing, and you see this guy just all bloody and crawling towards the phone, and all these bodies on the ground, and then like one dude has like a sword sticking out of his stomach.
A sword?
Yeah, it was a freaking.
Kill me with a sword now!
So the dude picks up the phone and like, Jack Bauer knows. He's like, you think? You think? Everybody's fucking dead.
Where were you 30 minutes ago?
I have to ask, does the series end with just a world on fire and Jack Bauer just standing there and just billions dead?
I wish he was just standing there, just like on a
mushroom cloud.
Yeah,
behind
just like on a
him.
throne of bones, just like covered in blood. Like, that's right, I'm Jack Bauer.
He
But
sounds
now,
like the Game of Thrones prophecy that never came to be.
oh
Yeah.
The one who mounts the world or
yeah,
whatever.
basically. See if his mom would have eaten that horse heart. That's what would have happened.
There you go. Yeah.
But no, in the end, like Chloe convinces him not to assassinate the president. Nah.
Boring.
Yeah, he did choke her out though. That part's kind of funny. She's like, Jack, I'm here to help you. Just go with it.
God.
Just gave her like an RNC.
Yeah, just gave her his rear naked choke and just choked her unconscious. He does that to a lot of people. That's like his go-to move.
Well, like his one ally.
Yeah, no, literally. All his other allies are dead at this point. The one person that cares about him is like, shut up, Chloe.
I don't care anymore. If I let you be my friend, you're dead.
Well, that's the whole thing. Actually, the funny thing is, like, literally, like, one of the senators, like, his, once again, another love interest, he's like, you stay away from my daughter. Like, you're cursed. Everyone that comes in contact with you dies. And he gets all offended. But you're thinking that, like...
Well, it's like,
that's,
dude.
Yeah, that is the truth. That is the cold, hard truth.
So he's like Gandalf of, like, the modern world.
Yeah.
He's the Stormcrow. He brings evil with him.
Yeah, pretty much. He's
That was the nerdiest of all nerd references right there. So Jack Bauer's Gandalf then.
Yes. Link's
Wherever
gonna
he
slay.
goes.
The best part is that we all get it, though.
Yeah, I know, right?
What's worse?
Well, you came to the right place, sir.
Sat down at the right chair.
So long story short, to answer your question, yeah, it was great. I loved it, and I'm so excited that it's coming back.
It's coming back?
Yeah.
How many 24s can you get?
Well, apparently
It's
9.
Jack Bauer.
Every day.
Well, this one's like Well, this is
He's
like
Terminator
Well,
now,
now he's in England, so now he's got to go mess their country up.
I just imagine
He's gonna kill all of M6.
Yeah.
Or
MI6.
MI6. There you
yeah,
go.
he just kills like MI6.
He kills the queen.
Whatever the KGB.
Yeah.
Like
CIA,
the doctor's going to have to
FBI.
come and intervene.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gonna
I just hope like Sean Beam is like 006 in that movie, like GoldenEye for the Queen. Jack just shoots him.
James Bond, you know he's gonna die. I mean, like the guy shows up and you're like, oh, that character's gonna die. I really like that dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I really like that dude.
I like that guy. Don't die.
Yeah.
Maybe I should be.
Oh, plot twist.
Plot twist.
Kiefer Sutherland is the one that dies, not Sean Bean.
Oh.
No one would see it coming.
So we're watching Bob's Burger. And there's Kiefer Sutherland. And then I watched a movie called Dark City. I don't know if you guys seen it.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
has Kiefer Sutherland
Yes.
in it. And
Oh my God.
I every
Really
time
long
he showed up
time.
on screen because I'm like, Kiefer Sutherland, yes.
It's funny because it's like, okay, if you only know Kiefer Sutherland for Jack Bauer and you watch Dark City, he plays like this really weird, like deranged scientist, and he's like, man, Jack Bauer. And it's so weird. You're like, how did this guy save the world? He can't even grip a pen.
He did save the world.
Oh, did
At
he?
the end of that movie, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, technically the world. No spoilers.
No
But
spoilers.
technically, the world is
Well,
it a
you
Matrix
have-
kind of thing?
Wink,
It's
wink.
it's a
It's
movie
Dark City.
The Matrix ripped off. Like there's literally like there's a hallway scene or not a hallway. There's a staircase and it's like the same exact staircase the Matrix used.
The Wachowski siblings, is that correct?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the Wachowski siblings are they were big fans of Dark City.
Oh yeah.
So-
Big quote. I'm doing the air quotes.
So
fans.
so was Christopher Nolan. He
Oh,
took
so-
the city building thing from Dark City, and he made Inception like kind of off that idea.
Where's Christopher Nolan? He can do that. The Wachowskis. Come on, y'all.
So it's the same
You-
vein as Quentin Tarantino, where they
Yeah,
lifted,
yeah.
lifted an idea.
Yeah. There's.
What ideas are new anymore?
Yeah.
Come on,
It's
guys.
so great. Yeah, I was watching this interview with Tarantino, and I'm sure there's plenty of them. But they're talking to him about like his plagiarism and like stealing from films. He's like, no, I don't steal from films. I lift them. I lift them.
recreate them in an exact sequence, and style, and
He's like-
sound, and even sometimes
guys-
actors.
Those were the best Tarantino impressions I've ever heard. Way to go.
We're going to be casted as both Tarantino.
We have a Tarantino clone movie.
Yeah, yeah. I do honestly, like, if I ever got into Hollywood, I just want to make a Tarantino movie where I rip everything off that he's done and see.
And then I
how
lifted
bad he
it.
But I want to see if he'll get pissed off or he'll be like,
That was really good.
"See, this is what I'm talking about."
Slow clap.
Yeah,
Slow
yeah.
This
clap.
is brilliant.
No, he would totally get mad.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He loves to talk.
yeah, he does.
He's a
Oh,
talker.
He loves himself
But-
a lot.
my other favorite
Feet.
Tarantino interview. He had feet. He loves himself and feet. I wonder if he loves his own feet. Yeah, he has
What?
a foot fetish.
I didn't
What?
know that.
Yeah.
Is that why Uma Thurman is barefoot?
Yeah, and that's why
Yeah.
like he sucks on what's her name, Salma Hayek's toes in Dust Till Dawn. He's just like, toe fungus is yummy.
He was
He didn't
secretly
actually say
like
Interesting.
giving himself a handy.
that. I didn't know that part.
Creepy.
How did he hold the camera? It's like, wait,
creepy.
maybe the
Well,
whole
he had
time-
the second in charge guy, of course.
I think I could have lived without knowing that.
I just
what
want
I'm
to see
here
that
for.
film now.
I mean,
Sure.
I'm not
yeah.
judging any fetishes if you have a foot fetish,
Yeah,
but
it's
that's your
just-
thing. Everybody has a thing.
but it's not mine.
Everyone's got a kink. But
I got one on my neck. Well, we're on the subject of Tarantino. There was one article, so on a previous episode, we talked about the Hateful Eight, and he was totally bummed out because someone leaked his script, and it was one of his 4 most trusted friends, and he was like, you know what, guys, I'm not even going to make the movie anymore.
Okay.
I might just release the script so people can read it, even though I'm pissed off that people release the script so people can read it. So, so now he's just like, you know what? Thinking about all the money I'm giving up, I'm going to go ahead and go with that Hateful Eight idea. I mean, I did write the entire thing already.
Well, who saw that coming? Seriously.
Just because you wrote something and it's been leaked, it does not. I mean, there's lots of shots and there's a lot more to a movie than just a script. I mean, he can go way off script. Like, this is not working, and then go off script, and everyone who was like, "But that's not." What?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like...
But, I mean...
I can't believe people did that, though. It's kind of lame.
He was being a baby about it.
He was being a baby about it, but it does suck, though, because that is your livelihood. And someone just kind of, like...
I think his whole thing is he felt betrayed.
Right.
Because it was like...
Understandably, though.
Yeah. But it's like, I think his reaction was just like, come on, dude.
I would have still made the movie. I would have been like, that's lame. You're no longer my friend.
I think
still making a movie, though.
Yeah. I think he could have handled the situation a little better instead of being like,
I really think
I'm taking
he's
my
as
ball and
impulsive
going
as
home.
the characters he made.
Well,
I really believe he is.
Right. Well, and I definitely understand how high his emotions were, but like...
And how high he was at the time of making that decision.
I mean...
Probably high. Really high.
I wasn't going to say it.
See, I think if he's going to be like emotional like his characters, he should have just been like, all right, I'm going to handle this the same way my characters would have. And it's like...
And then shoot him in the face.
Yeah, have all the actors that he gave the script to either like tied to a chair. Samuel Jackson comes in there like a Desert Eagle. Who's going to tell me who leaked the script? If you don't, I'm going to make you watch all of my bad movies. Like, all right, it was me. Just please.
Give me the snakes. Give me the snakes.
Yeah, right.
That might qualify as a good movie. It's so ridiculous.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna make
it depends how you...
I don't know. I haven't seen it, so...
It's okay. It's not
as ridiculous enough to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
It's not Sharknado.
I haven't seen Sharknado yet, but I've heard not so good things about it.
I'm pretty sure it's just as awful as Piranha 3D that we watched.
I mean, when you've had a few drinks.
When you had a few drinks and you're making fun of it the whole time, it was a great movie.
I can imagine.
We always wondered why, like, there's always the super scientist. Not only are they super smart, but they're also, like, extremely capable.
Yeah.
I was like, why is that?
It's action scientists. That's what it is.
Yeah. Indiana Jones.
Well,
Indiana Jones
Lara
is the reason why we
Croft.
have
Action scientists, action archaeologists.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
need
that's
these
true.
nerdy heroes.
Because
in
you
our
can't just have
lives.
someone who's nerdy and, like, can't handle a fight, but then, like, you know.
Well, I guess
Even
they're trying to break out of the stereotype of like, well, you can't be smart and cool. Like, I do them both.
I'm sorry.
You know?
I do both effortlessly.
Yeah, right. I'm also available for parties, you know. Melanie says that Sharknado was the best. So, and Blood Ocean 07 also says Sharknado is ridiculously good.
Ridiculously good. So it's like so bad, it's so good.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of the whole premise. But then I heard it was really slow. I was listening to the Nostalgia Critic, and he was just like, "Yeah, this movie is not good at all."
Oh, of course.
Well,
But I mean, he is a
see
film.
the title.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I think sometimes film critics get a little out of hand. I think they should really focus on what is it trying to achieve and how well it achieves it. If it's going for corny crap that's just supposed to make you laugh, it's so bad.
Right.
It did its job.
Yeah.
It did its job. It's so ridiculous.
But if it
that
was
you
supposed
laugh.
to be serious.
If it's supposed to be serious and it ended up you
Then
laugh,
shame
like
on the
Alien versus
writers.
Predator. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if they were serious or not serious, but I laughed throughout the whole entire film. With the 360 Matrix spin around the face hugger, and I was like, I in the theater just cracking up because it was just like the most ridiculous idea I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like it took the scary out of the face hugger because it was like
Just have the Matrix music. Don't.
You are the one face hugger.
And then Agent Smith comes out.
Yeah, right.
She is the face hugger.
Face hugger.
Action scientist.
I don't know. Alien vs. Predator made me sad because I read the book that came out.
Really?
I was like, I think I read it when I was like 13. I was like, oh man, this is so cool. And I saw the movie. I was just like, this isn't how the book was like at all. Like,
But
there
also,
was a book?
13-year-old you remembers the book differently than...
oh, I'm
you
sure
would
it's an
remember.
awful book if I read it now.
You probably filled in a lot of gaps.
I
RoboCop came in.
I rewrote it in my head. The X-Men were hanging out with the Predator, like, don't worry, bub, we got this. This Rider, come on, we're missing dinner.
Wolverine's skin is like burning off from the acid.
I always felt like the Predators were kind of just like the same idea of like like people getting in a deer blind and throwing deer feet on the ground and shooting them in the face.
Pretty much.
Like, there's like we do it for the thrill of the hunt. No, you do it because it's easy.
Yeah.
Easy. That's all you have.
I mean, it's like, yeah, they're cloaked. Like, the only time it was, like, at least, like, somewhat sporting is when he kills, like, in the first movie, when he kills the Native American guy, when it's like, all right, just blade claws versus knife, and he just, like, stabs him.
Totally visible, just, like, straight
When the
up.
first Predator?
Yeah.
You
When
don't
he just
see any of that.
Well, you don't see
the
it.
guy, like, cuts himself in the chest. Like,
But, I mean,
so, like, hardcore, and then Arnold and the
All
Colombian
these-
chick are, like, running, and all you hear is just, like, a... like, really loud and far away, and then...
Yeah, like,
they
it just
turn
cuts away.
around, like, come on, we got to go to the chopper.
Choppa, which is the best line ever.
Oh, yeah.
Choppa.
Well, I'm assuming he fought him hand-to-hand, honorably, and gave him an honorable death. Because that's what Predators
I
do.
think- no, what Predators do is they put their hand right through the back of your neck, and they rip your spine out clean.
Yeah, that's
It
pretty
is,
honorable.
and they do it, yet they do it.
Dude, that's so cool that it's honorable. What came out first, Mortal Kombat or Predator? Because who ripped off who?
Predator was like 1985, man.
Okay,
Predator
well
was
then.
really early.
Mortal
I mean,
Kombat
Arnold was
we were
in
the
the
fourth
game.
grade.
That was like 80s, man.
Sorry, but my concept of time is limited. It all kind of runs together.
Commando, I think, might have come out after Mortal Kombat. Actually, no, before.
No, I think that was still before. Yeah, because I guess that was still the 80s. Mortal Kombat was like early 90s.
Yeah.
Okay, well, either way, Mortal Kombat, you're on notice for ripping off a great move. And confusing me.
But it's still so
Going back to the
cool.
Tarantino connection.
Oh,
Did you see the end of...
yeah.
Have you seen Winter Soldier yet?
Yes.
The end. Did you catch what's on his tombstone?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I remember it was...
I can't believe I missed that. I saw it on like Tumblr, and I was like, "Oh, how did I miss that?" I got the whole arrow thing. And,
Yeah, because it was a quote or something from Samuel
The
Jackson.
Path of the Righteous Man.
Yeah, that's what it
from Pulp
was.
Fiction,
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. The whole movie was awesome.
Yes, it was. Just
I can't like gush over it enough. It
Yeah.
was
Right.
It was great. It was great.
It was really good.
It set the bar so high because now I'm worried because I'm like I was hyped for Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like, but this has to be really good to be as good, you know? Because it's like okay, leading up to Cap, you had like Thor 2 and you had what was the other one? Iron Man 3. Mm-hmm. I hated Iron Man 3 for the record. Thor 2 was and then it's like, all right, so my expectations are low. I'm like, all right, here it goes, Marvel. You drop the ball. It's going downhill. And then Winter Soldier comes out. I'm like, oh my God, Marvel's so awesome.
I think Guardians looks really good.
It does look
It's
good.
going to be a lot
yeah.
different than the other movies.
I like
Yeah.
what I like about the Marvel universe is that they're actually trying to do different things. They're not like just repeating the same formula. Like Iron Man 3, like you didn't like it, but at least they didn't do the same thing as they did for 2 and 1. Like,
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, they turn it in kind of like who is the person behind the suit? Is he just the suit? And in the movies, like obviously.
I like that aspect of it. Okay, it's one of those things. Obviously, I'm biased because it's like it has just as many giant holes and inconsistencies as Dark Knight Trilogy, which I love.
Yeah.
But I'm just not as forgiving because I was just like, come on.
it's not Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can't just say because he's Iron Man. It doesn't roll up the tongue. It doesn't work.
Yeah,
It's not as
that's
good
true.
as because he's Batman.
Yeah. So I don't know, but anyway, that's the whole. I've gone on that tangent so many times. I was gonna hop in the chat real quick to something
beaten
Luis had
path.
said. So Luis says, I just want to chime in. Love Kelly's cosplay video. It's very fun and informative.
Oh, thank you, Louise.
So we'll get into the first topic here. So I thought it was kind of funny. So basically, I don't know. I'm sure you guys have heard. So after The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I'm sure we're all excited for, especially Agamemnon, so after just watching the first film,
I'm actually really excited.
I'm semi-excited.
I'm pessimistically optimistic. Is that a thing?
Don't you make up words?
Okay,
Don't
so
confuse
I
me with
really
your
love
English.
Emma Stone.
I do
Like,
As
too.
we
a
We
lot.
all, trust me.
Right.
I
We
love
founded
Emma
this
Stone, and I just,
website off Emma
I
Stone.
just support her movies
really?
almost
Oh, yeah.
regardless of anything. So it's just like
But I thought Andrew Garfield was really good at Spider-Man.
I like Andrew Garfield.
He's better
I
than
feel-
he's better than Tobey Maguire.
I feel like he's so much better than Tobey Maguire.
No,
You like Tobey Maguire?
I'm very
I
interested.
love him.
I wasn't
Really?
in love
So
with Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, and I didn't love any of those movies anyway. But at least I felt like he acted more like Peter Parker. Like Andrew Garfield, it seems like he's the hip version. Like, oh, I'm a
fair.
douche to my parents, and I'm the cool kid. And
I don't agree with the
That's
story,
fair.
and I don't agree with some of his character traits, but I feel like he has somewhat of the spirit. I feel like he actually makes jokes.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire jokes were flatter than. Well, I
I think to me,
I say that.
I think that's what
Oh my god! Sir, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Then a salt basin. That's what he's right?
I'm kidding. I'm not actually there.
Oh my god. Who are you?
Better than the acting of what's her face that was Mary Jane in that movie.
Oh yeah, Kirsten Dunst.
That was actually who I was.
She was
That's
pretty
not
awful.
a very nice comment.
She was
but
pretty.
But her acting was pretty flat. Come on, let's be real.
Oh, is that what you were going to say? You weren't going to comment?
No, I was actually going to say flat, but I was like, that's really mean to her, and I shouldn't say that. But I just found
Flatter than her
acting, not her job.
is what you meant.
She's
flatter than Tobey Maguire's washboard abs, guys. Right? That's what he was gonna say.
Did he even work out for that movie?
Yeah, he did. Remember, there's a scene where he's like all scrawny, and then they're like, it's like time wash, and then
I
he's
just
like,
thought that
oh,
was CGI'd.
probably.
That was just paint.
He just drew him on with a
It's
Sharpie.
the night after he wakes up, and then Uncle Ben's like, "Come on down, you got to hurry up and change." She's like, "Change, yeah."
He's like, oh, I changed all right.
Big change.
Welcome to the gun show.
Yeah, right. Did you buy your ticket to the gun show? The sports
actually-
weapon is like, oh.
Hey, Uncle Ben, do you know a good vet? Because these puppies are sick.
I like how none of his family noticed his like.
He's like
if you
suddenly
go,
super buff.
You go from like super thin to like buff, like even in regular clothes,
Yeah.
covered and everything else, you're gonna be like thicker.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like, no one noticed his.
Puberty's been so good to you,
I know,
Peter.
right?
I don't remember puberty doing that to me. Like, waking up one day, boom.
I'm still waiting for my muscles to
I'd
come in,
always
but
knew
they're
you'd fill
coming.
out. You know, in defense of Ace, though, the only reason why Kirsten Dunst like stayed on continuously was because the catering service was top notch.
That's
Like, if
a good
she
enough
wanted
reason.
That's
like-
a good enough reason for me.
Yeah, because the
That's
dude
solid.
that would like the chef that they had there, like he made the best steaks. So that was
Like, you're kidding me, right?
Did she hire
No.
that dude afterwards?
No.
I mean, because like that seems
I
like a
don't-
logical step for
I
her.
would
I
have
don't know.
kidnapped him. Make me steaks, or I'll.
That just makes me
Keep
That
like...
open
sounds
the
like
door.
what Wolverine would do.
Yeah, right.
Make me steaks forever.
Sometimes the third one slips.
I just remember in the interview, she was gushing about how great the catering was for the movie set.
hate
For
her
all three
so
movies,
much.
she was like, "It was so good." Like I was trying not to gain
To be
weight.
fair, I just feel like
I
anyone
hate
in that
her.
movie was probably poorly portrayed because the movies were just kind of.
Meh.
I don't know. I
It
did
had
like.
good moments.
I like the Macho Man. Sorry,
The what?
the Macho Man when he fights him in the cage match.
It's like, oh yeah, Spider, you ready?
That was the best part.
Yeah.
If I was gonna steal a scene from any of the Spider-Man movies, that's
Yeah.
gonna be it.
Rightfully so.
Because it was good.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the '90s cartoon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because like it shows him with a stupid costume. That he
Oh,
did.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
only slightly better than his current costume.
Oh, burn.
I'm just saying his sewing skills. He needs to practice a little bit harder.
Well,
yeah, my
none of
wife-
us can be a seamstress, you
My
know.
wife had actually made a comment about that. I forget what she said exactly, and she's resting right now. But she was watching it, and she does a little bit of sewing, and she was just like, "Yeah, okay, I get he's got new powers and stuff." It's like, but he just made like a whole new like I don't know polyester suit from scratch. She's like, I don't know, I'm calling bullshit.
That was the thing, because
That's
at
a
least
problem with the movie.
As,
Sewing is
as someone
impossible.
who made a jumpsuit, there's no way Peter Parker can make
yeah,
a jumpsuit.
because at least in the new Spider-Man, he's on the internet looking out to make this stuff, and the other
Yeah.
one is like, okay, he obviously made the original costume and the new costume, but there's never a montage where it's like cool, like learn how to sew it stuff.
I want a montage of like maybe not him sewing, but like lots of busted up like
Yeah,
fabric all
something.
around
Yeah,
him.
like boxes of fabrics and
How many
Ant-Man
seams
melting
did you
in.
have to rip?
Yeah.
Why didn't we
like,
get
he
that?
goes like,
Yeah.
this and it just rips apart and he's like, oh.
Why didn't we get him ripping seams and being like, dang it, I messed up.
And he just keeps
I hit my
going.
finger in
And
it.
May comes up and is like, Peter, what are you doing up there?
Sewing
Why are you
it!
so interested in
That's the
sewing?
sewing machine
And she
if
puts
you're-
it I think she should put it together. New, like, the sewing costume, all his times in at night. She's like,
Oh my god, he's gay.
It's like kick ass. It's like, yeah, you know.
See,
Trying
that
to
would,
get the girl that I like at school, but she doesn't like me because she thinks I'm gay.
but that would be like the best
Aw.
pretext to her finding out. You know, where
That
he
would be
comes home and
hilarious.
like she's made like this great new Spider-Man suit that's like
Yeah.
10 times better than the one they actually have for the movie. He's like, "And me, you know, he's trying to." She's like, "I know you're Spider-Man."
you gotta do what's right.
Yeah, exactly right. Your Uncle Ben is what he would have wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
Aww.
Great power comes great responsibility.
and great fabric.
Yes, of course.
I think the funny thing is, like, if they hadn't made that movie nowadays, they could completely write it off because he could have just bought that costume on Etsy.
I'm
Or
just
Etsy.
saying.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like
Melanie says he's either gay or Spider-Man?
We should play a game. Gay or Spider-Man?
Andrew Garfield.
Gay or Spider-Man?
Luis comes in defense of the original Spider-Man trilogy, saying J. Jonah Jameson was perfectly cast.
Yes,
Correct.
Yeah.
I keep the casting,
absolutely.
That Allstate guy.
I feel the same way with
Farmers.
the X-Men movie. I love the casting. Everything else, except for
Yeah.
maybe First Class.
Oh, yeah.
First Class was really good, but it's still not as good as I think an X-Men story can be.
No, actually,
Shut your face.
I loved
It
First
can
Class.
be better.
James McAvoy.
I know, James McAvoy.
And Fassbender. Fassbender.
Michael
Fassbender.
Yeah, exactly.
Fassbender.
Miguel.
Fashionbender.
how do you become a fashion bender? I am Michael Fashion Bender, and I'm going to
Well,
make
first
you.
you have to learn all four.
Yeah, you have to be the Avatar.
Elements.
Only the Avatar can be
I only airbend. I'm sorry.
So what would you bend? Wool, satin,
Cotton.
spandex, and cotton.
Scotch,
Scott.
Scotch tape and cotton. When you're me and you don't know how to sew, you're just taping that up.
fabric called cotton. This is why you're the fabric bender.
Josh, But yeah, I actually agree. I loved First Class, but I still feel like now in a post-Avengers world, I demand more from my superhero movies.
I agree.
Because, I mean, the whole thing was like all of the actual First Class were just literally just a grab bag of mutants that they just like, all right, Darwin, Havoc, like who decided on these characters?
Darwin could have been so much cooler because, like, when they introduced him in Deadly Genesis, and then from then on, I was like, man, this dude's pretty dope.
He was a cool character, but it was still like, who came up with this list of characters? It would just seem so random.
But that was the thing,
Yeah,
is like
it
the movie
seriously
didn't
seemed
do him
like that, yeah.
justice. You know, they had him die, and he's just standing there as he's
Spoilers.
like, his body's exploding.
Because the funny thing is, in the comic books, pretty much the same exact thing happened to him, and he just comes back. He's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah.
Everyone
He's
comes
like,
Well, he was hiding
But I
in,
mean-
like, the third Summers Brothers, like, left long.
Okay, I have to talk about the Summer Brothers because there's too many of them. I think
How
the
many
universe
are there?
is actually just made of Summer Brothers.
Well, there's three,
Well,
I think, now in
Because
canon.
I know there's
Well, there's what's his
Cyclops
face
and
that
Havoc.
went over to the Shi'ar Empire.
Yeah.
Took
okay,
it
yeah,
over.
that was his. Yeah, that was the mystery third Summers brother.
Stanley Summers.
I
Is it Stanley Steve.
I just called him Caligula.
Summers,
It
makes
just reminded me
carpets
of
cleaner.
Caligula. I was like,
Yeah.
Caligula Summers, because like I read War of Kings because I love Black Bolt.
yeah.
I love Black Bolt.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, cool. I'll
when I
read
hear you
anything. And then
scream.
like I opened the page and it's like Summers. I'm like,
So did they make another one?
Did they make
No,
another
there's
brother?
There's just
Oh yeah,
He
okay, yeah,
killed
yeah. He was the
himself.
one that's pretty much just like the Superman of the universe. Like even more so than Sentry is the Superman of the universe.
he just like Black Bolt like obliterated him.
Oh,
And
did
like,
he?
He's like,
He's just
coming
like
back.
he's like not even death can kill me. He's like that does not make grammatical sense.
hey, neither does Black Bolt's power working in space, but whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever about that one.
It's
It's
just,
Black Bolt. He's cool.
And
He's
it
an-
worked in Earth X, which is an incredible series. So
Yeah.
I
haven't
think that we
finished
were
it.
supposed to talk about something about Spider-Man. There was some kind of
I'm
topic that we
sorry.
had, and we
There-
got way off topic.
Yeah.
I saw
Sorry
it 3
about that.
times over the weekend, and I think I liked it
Wait.
less and less every
What?
time.
The original Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah, each time the first time you watch it, you're like that wasn't that bad. The second time you watch it, like what was I watching?
The first time I watched it, I didn't get to finish it,
Oh, okay.
but it was fun, and
Yeah.
there was aspects I enjoyed. The second time I watched it,
Didn't
we
make
finished it, and I was like, yeah, didn't really like the ending all that much.
yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
But like the way, like, you know, like the citizens came together,
It
how
was
that one
terrible.
dude that used to be in Southland came, and all the cranes came together. I
It
was
was
like,
a-
yeah, that's pretty cool.
It was pretty scene. I like it, but
Yeah.
But leading up to it, I think the biggest problem is the whole secret parents crap because
Yeah.
it kind of takes away from what Peter Parker is.
Yeah.
The whole like I'm gonna avenge my parents' secret justice crap. Like that's Batman's thing. That's Batman. That's Green Arrow. That's
I am the spider.
All the how many superheroes are based around that
Yeah.
concept. It was like Spider-Man was the one that was like a tragedy happened to him. Instead of becoming all dark and brooding, he's like, I'm going to help people. End of story.
Yeah.
He did become kind of emo in the third one though.
Yeah.
No,
That was an incredible. That was an incredible montage, Sarah.
I love
It
it
was
for
an
his clips
incredible
it gives me
montage.
because it's hilarious to like respond with like that crappy dance move. he
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Oh yeah. You just like just send a GIF.
That's my
response to that.
favorite GIF
Yeah,
on
like-
Tumblr.
It's Sam Raimi. You have to understand Sam Raimi.
Oh yeah, so we said yeah. There's only 3 Summers brothers. Okay, so
Only
they
three?
didn't make another one. But
I'm pretty sure
They
they're
will.
planning on.
oh yeah, I'm sure. Once they run out of once they kill off one of them,
You
they're
have
like,
a secret brother.
Not everyone in a universe has to be connected to one another. Marvel.
Yeah, they do.
But
No,
they
they
try like hell.
yeah, that's the problem. It's not that there's too many Summers brothers.
Circle.
There's too many like Summers like offspring. Because there's 3 Summers brothers, and there's Rachel Summers from like an alternate future, and then alternate
Hope.
future Cable, who's like the son from the future. Then there's X-Men. Then there's Hope. It's like, come on, like. They're cool characters. Not everyone has to be like their seed doesn't have to spread throughout the Marvel universe. It's unnecessary.
You're gonna start reading like a Justice League comic book, and there's gonna be a Summers brother, and you're like, what the
I know, right? Kal-El Summers.
You're just like, how did this happen?
Damn God! Keep it in your pants!
Bruce,
Scott,
like,
is Scott Zeus?
he might be.
Yes.
Turns
Oh
into
my
a
God.
duck.
That's the only reasonable explanation for
Now
it.
we
So
know.
does that make Jean Hera?
Yeah, that's why she goes crazy. Like, leaves the universe.
She turns
Once
into
in a while.
Phoenix.
She turns into Phoenix.
Harry.
Hera's the peacock. You know,
Oh
I've
my
never
God!
seen
we got
Before.
some things going.
It all makes sense
It all
now.
makes sense.
So where does Hercules in the Marvel universe fit in?
Hercules.
Colossus?
Yeah.
Hercules is Hercules.
Ah. How
He's the Summer son.
Dude, that would be hilarious. Like they eventually just make him like Hercules Summers.
If I could parody the Marvel universe, I'd just make everyone Summer.
Yeah.
Everyone Summers.
It's like Sinister was like the he was like the son that like he was like birthed to Summers, but they let him go and he was adopted and raised by other parents, and that's why he's obsessed and he wants to get back to the Summers family. And really, it's just this tragic story. It's like I just wanted my mama and my
So
papa.
he's Loki? Kind
Yeah,
of?
Or we could just
he's
make
like a
it
reverse Loki kind of.
You could just make it like Assassin's Creed story where it's just like the Summers versus like whatever other family we can think of, and it's just like throughout history, it's always the
Versus,
Summers.
like-
All
The
superheroes are
Lannisters.
Summers.
What, Magneto's family?
That's like almost exactly what Naruto's just turned out to be.
Yeah, it's just like two families. And that's
Yeah,
it.
it's like the Uzumaki versus the Uchiha.
I could never watch Naruto. Whenever he
I've
says
been reading it,
believe
but-
it, and I'm just like stop.
See, they ruined it with seeing
Believe
in Japanese. It's datebayo, which doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, because they didn't know how to translate
it's like when
it.
you say shucks or
Yeah,
something.
so I watched it in Japanese. And I'm like, okay, cool, not bad. And then I saw it in English. I'm like, that ruined it forever for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Believe
yeah.
it. Yeah, better believe
I
it.
literally watched 10 seconds of the English, and I just changed
You're
the
like,
I
channel.
did that to
wow.
Bleach too. I originally watched in Japanese, and then the voice acting in Japanese is really good. And then I love that guy. That guy's awesome. And then you go to the American, and they're just like, they sound like hipsters. I'm like, whoa.
They're all hipsters.
like the 14-year-olds sound like they're 80.
Yeah, and I was just
I
like,
hate
who
that.
did this casting?
That have
Oh,
been
man.
smoking for like 20
Funimation.
years.
You can thank Funimation, probably.
Yeah.
They just don't do a good. I know there's great voice actors out
That's
there.
the thing that's funny. Like, I really want to get a job as a voice actor because if those guys can do it and be terrible, like, I want to get paid a lot of money to not be good at my job.
If you're as amazing as Mark Hamill,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
then you could just. The world is just your oyster.
That's right.
right.
Oh man.
That was my.
So your
my attempt
voices
at
are
Mark Hamill.
already better than half the anime I've seen.
Oh man. But to the topic.
Yeah, about that.
But no, actually, so basically the whole thing was like there's going to be like an after credit scene for X-Men Days of Future Past and the Spider-Man thing. So everyone's like, oh man, this is going to be so cool. They're going to have a crossover maybe. And apparently it just has to do with like these really weird like contractual obligations that have to do with Mark Webb going over to make like a Marvel movie or something. Or Fox. Wait, yeah. A Fox
Sony?
movie for Sony. Whatever. Whoever he's working for. Whoever's writing the checks. But it's like nothing cool at all. It's not like an omen for like, oh man, Spider-Man's going to team up with the X-Men. It's
And
just
she's like, we want to do what Marvel's doing too.
It's a circle jerk. Is
It
that
pretty
what
much.
is?
It's pretty much like he's like, all right, I'll do your stupid movie, but you got to advertise this movie because my bros over here they need some advertisement. Like that's all it is. It's just like a stupid handshake deal. Like, hey,
That
scratch
is the
my back.
best reason to have a bonus clip. At
Marvel's
the end
like,
of a
we're
movie.
gonna plant little nuggets in your brain and let them just form into this huge thing, and then we're just gonna do something completely different.
We're gonna
I
make
think you're
you
going to say
question
something about a
everything.
tumor, and I was like, yes.
yeah.
Then you get a tumor and die.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Hey, the Days of Future Past is not that bad. It's not quite a tumor. But no, I don't know. I mean, actually, I hope
like
it's good.
the idea. I love Patrick Stewart as Professor X.
James
he
McAvoy!
is my Professor
Oh, yeah,
X.
yeah.
And James
I think
McAvoy as
since-
a young Professor X. Is
I don't
even
want
more
your
brilliant.
future.
Yes.
I don't want your suffering.
And like everyone, casting wise, I like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I like pretty much everyone casting wise. But then when it comes down to the stories, I'm like, we can do better because I know X-Men movies. Like, you could do better than this.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
so many great moments in X-Men history to go. Okay, this is a great idea. I hate it when they copy it straight from the comic books because it's like the comic books.
It
don't
gets
work
lost
in
because
movies.
then you get Watchmen. You know.
Hey, you could also get Sin City, huh?
I didn't read it.
I didn't read that, so I didn't get near it.
It was
Pretty much.
No, it was like the only like comic book movie where it is literally like a direct translation.
Oh, really?
And it's like weird because some of the dialogue does not work at all. But it's kind of cool that they at least tried to be like, we're going to be as faithful as possible.
The Comic Bubble, Louise says, Webb had some contract with Fox, and Sony wanted him back from Amazing Spider-Man 2. Fox let him go back so long as Sony promoted X-Men Days of Future Past with a clip for free.
Oh, my head hurts.
So yeah, that's why if you listen to the Comic Bubble, you get all you get the actual facts of this news story.
We don't like to give news; we just like to speculate about it.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what
We're
this
approximate
podcast.
knowledge.
Yeah, no, right.
He's absolute
Isn't
knowledge.
that what
We're the-
most news people do?
Yeah, no, right. We're the Fox News of podcasting. We're just gonna make stuff up.
Always.
Just without the the bigotry. we sweep that. We leave that for them.
They pretty much have a corner on that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, couldn't even try to compete with that. But Casey says voice acting is pretty easy. She's actually applying for an audio book job right now.
Oh, cool. Good luck with that.
There you go.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck. So yeah, I don't know. So maybe I'll go and pursue that goal, and I'll just make really crappy anime dub. And then when people complain, I'm like, yeah, I'm that guy.
Yeah, that's me.
I'm ruining your favorite anime.
my job.
Point your anger here, folks.
I'd just be like a
What
real
am
life
I,
They
Joffrey.
paid me. You should be mad at them. They paid me. If they would have,
They pay me.
If they even said you have to do it for free, I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, exactly.
So they paid me.
It's not my fault they want my subpar services. And they have an awesome chef on hand, so I can't leave.
How could I have turned that down?
The best steak ever.
I was so worried I was going to get fat. It was so good.
Like 300 pounds. There, guys. How's the podcast going?
Moving on.
So we talked about in the last podcast that for whatever reason, one of the producers of the X-Men, Lauren Donner, wants Channing Tatum to play Gambit. So
What?
so apparently he's in talks. He's even working on the accents.
What? Okay. First of all, no to Channing Tatum in like anything. I don't get Channing
G.I.
Tatum.
Joe.
Okay.
Magic
Mike.
I haven't seen Magic
reboot of
Mike.
Breaking
Maybe it was
Away.
a good movie. I don't know, but he better not touch my Remy LeBeau. It rhymed.
They're not actually French down there.
That's what you hear. That mon ami.
I would be so angry.
I know. I
So
heard Neck
angry.
Muscles was going to be Gambit, and I was like, what?
Neck muscles.
I just call him Neck Muscles.
Hey man, I got a lift. All right, these cards are heavy.
I would
Yeah, I
much rather have
What if they
like Matthew McConaughey as Remy
All
LeBeau.
right.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey. I've grown such a huge respect for Matthew McConaughey. I've
Especially
watched.
after True Detective.
Yes. Oh, OMG. Yes.
I
haven't
know.
seen it. Everything. I was
Yeah.
like, I was
Really?
so
I haven't
impressed.
seen it.
I was
Who
so
knew
impressed.
he
Yeah.
had that much
Range?
range? in
Oscar
him?
worthiness.
Yeah.
Oh man, he
Exactly.
deserves
You know,
it.
I was actually listening to an interview they were doing on him on NPR on the way to work one day, and he's so like nonchalant. You're like, yeah, you're doing, you were the, what was that show called again?
True Detectives.
True Detective, and he got an Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club
Yeah.
and all
Yeah.
this stuff, and it was like
Poor Leo.
he was riding off the, he's like, you're just on such a high, but 2, 3, 4 years ago, you were that guy, that was playing bongos in his apartment and making, sappy love movies. How did you deal with that transition? How did you fall like into this stroke of luck, or what did you do to prepare for these roles? Like, well, some of these, I was approached by the directors, and he was all like really humble about it,
Yeah.
but it just seems like I just take the role and I act. Like that's
Oh.
literally how it
He
came off
works
as.
hard.
Yeah,
He's
he
really hard
does.
at it, and like the more interviews I hear about him when he actually talks about his method,
Yeah.
I just can't believe that he was typecasted for this long, and he just
Yeah.
it's just,
Right,
just
yeah.
now
Yeah.
getting out.
Well,
It's
so
so,
maybe-
unfortunate, really.
He's brilliant, and Woody Harrelson too.
Yeah.
He was
Oh, yeah.
brilliant too, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow. It just goes to show you that if you do a certain role well, you might get stuck in that role forever.
Oh,
Ask
yeah.
Ethan Hawke.
I'm a cop in every movie.
And everything. I was great in Gattaca, but no one's ever pulled me in anything else.
Teardrop.
since then. Yeah.
I wish in the interview we just heard a reply and he's just like, I'm still playing bongos.
He's just sitting there listening to
I
him.
thought that was a quote. I thought I read that somewhere where he was like, "There's nothing wrong Playing bongos naked.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
you
playing
did
them
say
right
that.
now.
Yeah, right?
And I've seen them misplace my pants. All right.
All right.
I could be so chill in life.
We can all learn a lot from McConaughey.
Yeah.
But you know it's funny because I have this whole thing where it's like, come on, Leo, he needs his Oscar. After seeing True Detective, I'm like, I'm sorry, Leo. McConaughey deserved to steal that Oscar. Not even steal, like he earned it. Like, I'm sorry, you got to try harder because it's like as much as I loved like Leo. I mean, granted, I'm talking about True Detective. I haven't seen Dallas Buyers Club,
Right.
but if he
I
acts,
hear he's really good at that one too.
If he acts half as good as True Detective, it's like Leo, you're still second banana. I'm sorry.
I mean,
The one clip I saw of Dallas Buyer Clubs, I was sold in that movie.
Perfect.
Oh, wow.
It was that he's so good. I'm like, I believe he's that character.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Dude, the
I'm
opening
sold.
sequence in Wolf of Wall Street, I was just like, wow,
I wish I saw that.
he's so dreaming. He was really great in that.
Oh, with Matthew
He's
McConaughey.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause I was like, the opening scene doesn't have him in there.
Yeah, he's like in the the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Okay, yeah. But the actual opening scene is something different.
Whatever, man.
What?
Get out of here.
Well, never mind. It was just like a really raunchy scene, so it's just like, you're saying he's so dreamy. I'm like, it's kind of a
the
weird
helicopter
place.
scene.
It's
No,
a
no,
very
no.
strange thing for you to say right now, sir. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I was trying to
Did
put
we
it
watch the same movie?
but I was trying to put it in context of the scene. I'm like, you know what he was doing with that stripper, the cocaine? That's why I was like, what is that?
Was that the opening scene?
I'm pretty sure, because I remember it was really jarring. I'm like,
I
what?
wouldn't-
And you were like, oh, this sets the tone for the whole film.
Yeah, right.
Punched you in the face right when you got in, sat
Just
down.
like, whoa, you got my attention. You get comfortable in this seat.
Wow, that's gonna be a ride, isn't it?
yeah, baby, yeah. Strap yourself in, boys.
So how do you guys feel about Channing Tatum as...
He's
Gambit?
like, okay, like, I don't even dislike Channing Tatum at all. But as Gambit, like, that's like, you guys are not even trying to cast a decent person to
I
be
agree.
Gambit. And like, Gambit, okay, as much as the X-Men movies have been disappointing, like, Gambit's one of my favorite characters.
Right.
Rogue is my second favorite character. So they've already butchered Rogue with Anna Paquin. And now it's like, all right, we're not, like, Gambit doesn't even get to be in the movies. The only movie he's been in is X-Men Origins, like Wolverine Origin. And that movie was terrible. He can't even be in Days of Future Past, and now they're like, oh, he's fine. He's coming, guys. Gambit fans, get ready. He's going to be in a movie. Channing Tatum. So it's like, you know what? I'm only going to watch the Avengers movies now. Screw you guys. I'm jumping ship. I'm done.
I
Throwing in the
just
towel.
love when I read a movie article and they're talking about Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Or like, there's another Marvel movie. Wrong. This is a Sony
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Marvel has nothing to do with this because they sold their rights like morons a long time ago.
Yeah. All those variant covers
I
finally
just think
caught
like
up with
that
them.
kind of irked me because it's like, oh, you're just being a nerd. It's like, no, dude, do your freaking research. It's
Yeah.
just studio stuff. It's not that hard to figure out.
It's just sad that studios can't figure it out. It's like,
Yeah.
they've had them for so long and they still can't figure it out.
Mm.
They can't
Yeah.
figure out how to do it.
He has a picture of Channing Tatum up on his laptop, and it makes me so angry just looking at him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't
I'm
even remember
so
what he looks like. I
mad.
just call him neck
Sorry.
muscles.
Because
right, bro.
I love Gambit and Rogue together, and I love Gambit, and I think Channing Tatum would
this better?
butcher- Oh my god!
Is he shirtless?
It's Google image of nothing but Channing Tatum and his like neck muscles.
You might as well
How
just
about that
Google
one?
search Wally from Young
that good for
Justice. Young Justice.
What is
Just-
wrong with you?
Stab that wound. I just turned that screw.
I thought you meant Wall-E, like the Pixar movie. I was like, I don't get why that would make her upset. I hate that robot. The next time I see it, it's gonna be scrap metal.
I think
going
Wall-E
Magneto
is, like,
on
the
it.
best-
too good for you.
I feel like Wally is like the best prediction of our future.
Oh,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Just
For sure.
straight up perfect.
It's that or Terminator.
No, I think the machines would coddle us. not
Wally is
destroy us.
Terminator.
Dun 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 dun.
So Luis says he might be an X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah, Luis, you just like to turn the knife too, because even if he is in that movie, it's like I don't even want to see him.
I was so looking forward to Apocalypse. Like I wanted the Sentinels and the Apocalypse and all that to happen.
I hate
And then
the
you
way
get-
the Sentinels look. Sorry, I didn't mean
You look
to-
like
The new
Pez
Sentinels look, they
dispensers.
look stupid. I try not to look at it because it makes me angry.
And then you have Mr. Muscles coming in,
And then
he
Quicksilver looks like
like
he's from like the 70s.
Oh,
I just saw
God.
an Arby's commercial. He's sitting there eating a burger.
Yeah,
all
that's so
super fast,
stupid.
and like something like a piece of bacon falls, and he just
Yeah.
looks at it. And, he's just,
It's so
That's
dumb.
awful.
and then like
I'm
it's
so
about
glad
to
I
hit
don't
the
have cable
ground.
to see this.
I only saw it on YouTube.
And then Dude, that's it.
Pull up
That
your
was the Arby's.
reenactment of this is hilarious.
Pull up
God.
Kid Vid. Show them Kid Vid. He literally is like they had a mascot in the '80s called Kid Vid. Burger King did, and it looks like they just ripped that guy off. That's how awful his costume looks.
Oh my god, yes.
He has the glasses. He's got the utility belt. Like everything. Like
I remember Kid Vid.
Yeah,
Dang,
I think I know
blast
what
from
it is.
the past.
Wow.
Oh man. So to go back to the chat, Casey says, "Well, it's good to have connections in voice acting. Like I have Brizzy voices, and my friend is an animator, so it helps a bit. But you have talent to change voice, control your voice, and you can apply for minor voice acting jobs."
She's giving you voice acting tips.
Yeah, she is. Thanks, I appreciate it. By the way, that's my resume.
Rachel.
Where's Rachel?
I really don't understand why Quicksilver's getting so much love. It's not like this kid is like this incredible actor.
Because everyone knows him from friggin'
from Kick-Ass.
No,
Well, he was replaced in
You're
Kick-Ass.
talking about the actor.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Quicksilver
is he
for a
from
second.
Oh,
He was in the first Kick-Ass. He was one of the friends. He got replaced
that's right.
by some other kid, and that same character is Ass Kick.
That's right. He's the kid from American Horror Story.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right, yeah.
Oh.
He's
Well, I like him.
he's the kid ghost, and then the creepy guy that sees the aliens.
Oh, him?
Him.
I love that guy.
He's all excited. You know what? I take back everything bad that I've
his
said.
costume is terrible.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
This
it
is a
is.
terrible choice for him to do.
But as
I would be like,
Quicksilver, no.
I-
no.
I would like to see him not murder someone. So there's that.
He looks so utilitarian, though. It's
Yeah.
like what is
Well,
that?
so
Looks like a
why is
mixer.
Quicksilver,
Why
I mean,
does
like,
he
why
have
are they getting so
utility
much love? They get love in the Marvel universe, and now they
Yeah.
get love in the X-Men universe, and I can't think of anything where I really said, "Hey, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, those are the best damn characters in the world." I haven't thought of
But
anything.
did
Like
you saw the Quicksilver in
Avengers.
Yeah.
yeah, that was
Okay.
interesting.
How do you feel about that one?
Okay, obviously Fox set the bar so low that they could have just showed like a turn. It still would have been better. But like the Avengers one is not great. It literally looks like he's wearing like Under Armour, and he just came out of the gym to like go save some people.
Right.
I'm
But
hoping maybe they can.
But he
amend
looks a little too beefy than how I would want my Quicksilver.
yeah,
You know?
I guess for me the whole thing is like I feel like it's gonna play into the character. Like that's not.
I don't
like,
even think it's that. I think it's just like, hey, I still got my kick-ass body.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
literally
maybe,
when I worked out for
yeah.
Kick-Ass.
Maybe that. If I got that ripped,
Oh.
I would not lose those muscles for nothing. Like
He kind of reminds me of Chris Evans in Scott Pilgrim.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
He looks like a huge douche.
That's stupid flowing here.
But
no,
like it's like if Chris Evans' character in Scott Pilgrim and then number 3, the vegan,
Yeah,
or Scott
it
or
was 3. 3 was vegan.
Yeah. If they had like a love child,
Ooh.
that's who this Quicksilver is.
That is a good image.
they should totally make that play into it. It's like Captain America's like, I got something to
Right.
tell you, Fury. I have a love child, and he just.
To have Quicksilver, you have to beat his
Hydra.
7 evil exes.
Not only that, he's a miracle. That's why they call him a miracle.
Oh!
One of our Siemens metamorphosed into an egg.
It's hey,
And we had a
nature
baby.
will find a way.
That is, I really like that you
learned that in
science
Jurassic
this.
Park.
Theory. That's just you rambling, dude.
I'm the gold plum. It makes sense. But yeah, but it looks like they're gonna do it kind of like to go back to the Spider-Man thing, where he just kind of put together like a makeshift costume to go out and fight crime. If that's like his official Avengers costume, then I'll be upset. But if it's just like, all right, I just need to throw a shirt on, New York's in trouble, and then it's like, all right, in the context it makes sense. Because you look at Scarlet Witch, she just has like regular clothes on. She doesn't really have like a costume.
But it's kind of
he's just a
ratty,
dork.
so I'm wondering
Well, yeah,
because
Maybe
they're
he's just a
in,
dork.
well, because they're in those cells. I'm wondering if that's like what he was given. So it's like,
Did they try to
I
make
have
him
my
into a
prison
weapon and then broke
clothes.
out or whatever?
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna hit this door sooner or later.
I never.
He's
Okay,
right.
so
He's right.
Luis is on, right? He can tell me what exactly is Scarlet Witch's powers and what exactly do they do. because-
She's
I don't think anybody knows Scarlet Witch's powers.
Luis
no
does. I
more
know he
mutants.
does.
like I've heard like bending reality, but it doesn't make sense
It's
because if you
kinda
bend
like-
reality, that's reality. now.
it makes sense. No more.
They're like hex powers. They're like half magic and half like.
Okay.
I'm from a
reality
universe where they're
warp.
one and the same.
I think it's more like reality warping.
I'm always
Yeah, it's
been
like she
confused.
could influence probability. It's called Louis said it's called chaos magic.
Okay.
She can warp reality.
Okay.
She
That
can
makes
also
more
punch the
sense
walls of reality.
Oh.
I wonder if it's anything similar. Who's the kid with the luck powers?
Long shot.
Yeah, I think I would say it's likened to something similar to
Doesn't
like
Donna
long
have
shot's
that power
abilities.
Probably. I'm sure they all. They just all go to a coffee shop and they have a bowling
I feel
club.
like there's a limited list of like powers that you'd actually want.
Yeah.
And so like they're like, well, it's kind of lame, but controlling
It's
dairy
not
products.
Well, right. it's not like in
I'm never lactose
Misfits.
intolerant.
Misfits told me that cheese bending power is the ultimate weapon.
It's the ultimate
kill
evil.
everyone. Did you have cheese today, sir?
Did you have any dairy today?
Any dairy?
You know, I did actually.
I could kill you.
Kill you.
Oh God!
Dairy.
I had yogurt.
Dead.
Yeah.
Do you have cream in your coffee? Dead.
Dead.
It's like I'm about to eat a grilled cheese sandwich. You know I might die when I take this bite. But it's so delicious.
If y'all
Misfits
haven't
was
seen
great.
Misfits, at least the first two or three
seasons.
seasons are amazing.
Isn't Ramsay Snow in that? The guy who plays him?
Yes.
But like Liz? The guy in Game of Thrones?
Simon.
Yes, he's the best character.
Oh, okay.
He's Simon, and he's awesome.
I love him so much.
I know. Like, I was like, I want to be Simon.
Does he
No
torture
offense,
people?
but
He's
I
pretty
want to
in-
make him my boyfriend.
He's pretty intelligent.
He's like,
Agreed.
me too.
Yes.
He's kind of like that dude that you hate to love in Game of Thrones, so I could see him being pretty good in this.
Wait,
other
Luis
show.
said Longshot isn't a mutant. His powers are magical!
I thought he was a mutant.
I don't know if they're magical, but
Wasn't he a
I'm saying
mutant
like...
in the Ultimate?
Well, he was in
universe?
Ultimate Universe. But in the 616...
That's the only long shot that I'm familiar with.
Yeah,
I
well,
just
there's
remember
another
from
one.
the Versus card game. That's about it. He was a pretty good card.
I have the luck to win.
he draws cards. So he was good.
Yeah, I remember him from the cartoon when he's hanging out with Mojo.
That's.
I'm gonna counsel you, Longshot. But yeah. So, so that's Longshot and the confusing powers that he has.
I want more multiple man.
Dude!
End of
Okay.
story.
Jamie Majox.
Okay.
He's literally like a living, breathing. Well, I guess in the X-Men universe version of Naruto. He's always
Yeah.
gonna do is like,
What?
"Kage Bunshin
Oh,
Jutsu."
yeah, the shadow clones. Okay, so
Yeah.
you've unlocked...
He should rip that off.
You have unlocked my X-Men The Last Stand rant by mentioning multiple man.
Oh,
Okay.
What have you done?
So
I didn't
I
mean to. I just
was
wanted
so
to.
excited for Multiple Man. It's like I love Multiple Man. He's gonna be so awesome in this movie. It's like can you imagine like him fighting like 30 people, just punching everybody?
See,
Yeah,
your imagination is what got you in trouble.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
you have more imagination than the people who make the
Imagination.
movie.
Well, I mean, even like the way like they handle it, like not to go back to anime, but like the way they handle like Naruto's clones, or like they do like really badass combos. Like even in the
They were
manga,
better than the original.
They're
Yeah.
probably
Well, I
smarter
mean, it's
than
like-
him by himself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But the problem with it is like he doesn't get to do anything. It's like
Yeah.
he's a distraction. He's in the movie for like 5 minutes.
he just creates a circle. Of,
But the-
like, which one's the real?
But the
me?
one the thing I hated the most is like he
Oh,
could have
yeah.
made a bunch of clones to fight everybody and just sit back and let all of his
a
doubles
clone
fight them.
army.
Like, why did he have to sacrifice himself for everyone to get away when he's like 1,000 of himself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like even in that
He could
part,
have created a perimeter around the battle, and anyone trying to escape, he could get them.
dude, he
Or just tag them,
he
like,
literally
throw, like, trackers on
could
them.
have just hugged everybody into submission. Just huge bear hug. You're not going anywhere.
Piling on everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Just- oh my god, that'd be the
Just Agent
greatest
Smith.
scene
Everybody just. You know?
just
Well,
bum
not
rush
only that, it's
everyone.
like when one dies, and this is how
Two
like,
more
Two more. Yeah. Hail Hydra.
That's why I think like the what's his name, Kishimoto, the guy that created Naruto, I think is secretly like in love
with Multiple
with
Man?
Jamie with Multiple Man because
Are we
he's,
all?
like as far as the
Yes.
Shadow Clones go, it's the same thing. Like when one Multiple Man dies,
Uh-huh.
anything that he's like learned reverts back to like the original.
Yeah.
from what I remember.
So,
Well, then
like,
he
he dies,
he
he
has to
goes,
reabsorb him. I thought, doesn't he?
I remember he has a limit. Like he can only
No
go so far,
limit.
but he keeps pushing like himself further and further.
Yeah,
I
okay.
remember like in one series he got up to where he could be like 1,000 people at once
He's so awesome.
and maintain it.
Yeah.
like for weeks and months.
Oh wow.
I totally want to be
So
Multiple Man.
that'd be
That's
really
a little
cool power.
overkill.
Well, 'cause I
yeah,
remember,
if you want to take over the world.
Who does it?
I
She's
mean-
got wet to the plaid.
I remember there was a.
Caesar!
I remember there was a Multiple Man in I think in one of the issues in Exiles who was like a rogue clone of Jamie,
Uh-huh.
like just one of the ones that
Rogue
never like
clone?
went
He
back.
never went back.
Yeah, he never went back, and he like joined the
It's Orphan
Exiles
Black.
crew.
You love Orphan Black. It's like almost the
Hell
same
yeah,
thing.
I love Orphan Black. It's such a good show.
I was actually reading about that in my one of my recent issues of Entertainment Weekly. It seems like a pretty cool show.
I saw it at the dentist's office. I was like, and I geeked
I
out
like how
over
all
it.
different. The clones are just
It's
wildly
so
different from each other.
good.
Oh, so they're clones. Because I remember first
Yeah.
seeing the commercial on BBC, and it was like the same lady. I was like,
Yeah.
she must have an incredible amount of range. To
She
be
is
playing all these different
amazing.
characters.
They're like all completely different
I sometimes
people.
forget that they're not the same actress.
Yeah,
Like I think
Yeah.
they're different people.
exactly.
Wow.
Because she's so good.
And it's so fluid too. Like even when they're in the same room, like how do you cut that so well?
Woman Crush, Tatiana Mansley.
Nice. I still haven't seen that show.
So good.
But I saw the video you did I can't remember what it was.
Cosima?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
with the dreads.
It was so awesome.
Thank you.
I love the end. These are doing the goat impression.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah, the one that just came out today. You're like, bah, bah. I was rolling.
Thanks. Fun fact, I used to do goat impressions all the time.
Nice.
In high school, all the time.
I didn't.
It's like they're doing like roll call. Kelly?
It's so funny!
You're just chewing on a tin can in class.
Reminds me of Jim Brewer when he did that skit.
Oh yeah, the Goat Man dude.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember.
You never seen that?
No.
He's like sitting. It was like a talk show, and he sounded like Joe Pesci for some reason.
Yeah.
As
And
a
he'd be
goat.
like, "Well, I sit here. I gotta disagree." Like some weird thing. Like you've seen it, right? Yeah. It was pretty fun. But he was like half man, half goat. Like his mom was a goat or something like that.
Yeah. My mom was a
Dad was
tree.
Yeah. My mother was a tree.
I can't tell if he was serious or joking.
Yeah, that was the thing. You don't know if he's patronizing him or you're like, well, okay, that makes sense in the Family Guy universe.
It does.
It kind of does.
But at the same time, it's so sassy.
Yeah, exactly.
No, me mother was a tree.
I like how it's so cryptic. It's like, you got me this time, Family Guy. You're clever guy, Seth MacFarlane. So I got another topic that amuses me.
Yes.
So they were talking to like the producers of Spider-Man. I guess one of the guys, Avi Arad, and he was just like, so bro, what would it take to have Spider-Man in the Avengers? He's just like, come on, man, we got a whole universe full of villains that people love and care about. I mean, they're the rogues gallery, but we'd literally have to run out of ideas before we'd consider doing Avengers.
Oh.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Hold on. I think I know what you're gonna say.
Okay.
Okay.
No,
You can say it.
They said the same thing about the Ultimate Universe. Sons of bitches.
Exactly.
Sons of bitches.
That was the whole reason why I brought it up. Yeah, because when they have the Ultimate Universe and they're like, they have all the. It's pretty much like at that time, back in the year 2000, those were the modern versions. 2000. Now I see why you were married. That was pretty adorable.
2000.
But they were like, you're like the Ultimate Universe is never going to cross over to the 616 universe until we run out of ideas. 10 years later, it's like there we
ran
go.
out of ideas at the first year.
Yeah.
Be honest.
It's like the two Spider-Mans meet each other. Not only that, like 616 Galactus crosses over to Ultimate Universe to destroy that
Do we
universe.
have two Galactuses fighting?
No.
Is this like a buffet?
Well, the Ultimate Universe Galactus was like a hive mind, right?
We are Galactus. Luis,
That's
get on
lame.
that.
It's like a hive mind of like.
I love Galactus
aliens.
because he's the ultimate villain.
Oh,
because
yeah.
the old timey villains would be like, I want to blow up the world, even though they live on it.
Yeah.
And they're gonna die. It doesn't make any sense for their plot.
Yeah.
Galactus, it makes perfect sense for him because he's like, I live in space.
Yeah. So long,
This is my
suckers.
Man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's just like a giant Pac-Man.
I loved him. He was great.
So does that make like Silver Surfer and the Heralds like the little ghosts running around?
Yeah. Leave me alone.
What would be the fruit like planets that have life on them?
Yeah.
You get bonuses.
Yeah.
Protein.
I like the Lego Marvel's video game, and it's just like you see like these like asteroids, and you hear this. It's just, like, asteroids. I'm like, that's
Nice.
great.
That's totally what he'd be doing. Just snacking. I'm coming to Earth, but I'm gonna get full first.
That'd be
Yeah,
like
eat
his
every-
cookies.
every planet. Every planet.
Oh, I really need to cut back on those asteroids.
So good.
Dude, that'd be so awesome. Like, Silver Surfer's trying to deter him, so he's just taking him through, like, other galaxies, and by the time he comes back, he's, like, fat when he gets to Earth, and he's like, you know what, I'm full. I don't even want to eat this planet.
But he's a necessary evil. He's like gonna start the next universe or some crap like that. Reed Richards, explain it again.
Nullifier?
Thing.
I am
Ex Machina?
so lost right now.
Reed Richards.
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
That's all I need to know.
Yeah, it doesn't have to make sense.
I don't know if you guys
Stupid
know. I
Reed
really hate
Richards.
the Fantastic Four.
Well, you and Jay should be best friends.
Yeah.
I
I don't outright hate them, but I
You-
just dislike
care.
everything they represent.
It's like, I don't outright
They're
hate
so
them.
boring.
I just
They're so
despise
I
them.
hate Reed too. Reed is.
He makes me so angry because he's the biggest douche and no one ever calls him out on
Yeah,
it.
nobody ever does.
Everyone's
Okay.
like, him's a douche.
Except
Like,
Hulk, but
The only
Even
Reed
then,
that
'cause
I
we
have
know.
liked is the Reed in Lego Marvel because he turns into a tea kettle.
Yeah.
oh yeah, and you get a trophy for that.
Yes, you get a trophy for that, and also he's a great when you're doing the go-kart racing.
Yeah.
If you take the computer, turn him into a teacup, and put him in front of the computer, the computer will never leave the start. So you just coast in backwards, just going.
Well, I wish I would have known that. I spent like 3 hours just trying to beat that stupid race until Because another dude, Jelani, on my Facebook is like, I have not beaten that race yet.
Yeah, it's the only way to beat it.
You
It's the only
turn,
way.
you turn
Wow.
Reed into a
You
tiki
bump her, and then you put Reed Richards in front of her, and then drive off.
Well, I put the contrast settings really low, so in the parts where you can't see the track anymore, you could still kind of make it out.
Okay.
And I would just commit it to memory until I was just like left,
Did you
right
finally
about here, and I
beat
beat it. Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
god, that's
sorry.
really impressive.
I'm so sorry. I'm
No,
lazy. I
that's
was like, I'm cheating. Can I knock her
Oh my
off
god,
the
but
level?
it was like hours of just like raging
I was
in the
raging,
house.
yeah.
This is so stupid. It's a kid's game.
No, yeah, I had to unscrew my controller so I can get the L trigger back into place.
Nice.
Wow.
Because I like
awful.
chunked it
I
against
have to
the
get
arm
platinum
of my
on
chair.
like Lego games. If it's a kid game, I have to get that platinum. It's just like
I will platinum.
But it is the worst to get. I'm just like, these poor kids
there's
playing
like
this
three
game.
races that were just like the worst in the world. Everything else was like fun, cool, you can do it. There was 3 that were just complete hell, and I wanted to punch game designers. I wanted to know who designed that function. And I want to punch him in the face.
Call him up. Yes, can I get the guy that designed this particular level?
And
Yes.
QA.
It's like, sir, I have a very particular skill set. I will find you and I will punch you.
I have infinite time on my hands.
That's why I feel like I should have been a game tester, because there was so many times playing that game in particular.
Oh, yeah.
Before I sent it to back to GameFly, I was just kind of like, dude, I'm finding so many freaking stage glitches here. It's like, I can't move. I haven't saved. I need to reset this
And that was
game.
all Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
EA doesn't care.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't.
They want.
They
They'll get
just crap out games and like it's good.
It's good.
Hold on. Battlefield 5.
Have they pushed? I haven't played since like Battlefield 2, like the good old days.
Yeah.
Have they like pushed the boundaries at all?
Not really.
That's disappointing because they were going so far. And then like, they were better than Call of Duty. But Battlefield 2 was better than Call of Duty ever was, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Battlefield 3 is good. It's a solid game. Like, they did mess up on Battlefield 3. But 4...
Good. Not amazing.
Well, the thing is, it's like they jumped ship from 3 to 4,
Way
where
too
3 had so much potential, and it really is good. It's a fun game to play, but all of a sudden, like Battlefield 4 was announced, and all their attention, all the good designers are like going to that game, and then that game's not even good because they pushed.
They
You
went
know,
out
the
too
release.
fast.
Yeah, the release date was just too soon,
That's
and it's
a
like,
common theme for EA. Is
it's Black Ops all
Money,
over
money,
again.
money.
Is pretty much
Oh, yeah.
what it is.
Well, they even got sued over it, where the investor was like, you guys said this game was going to be good. I mean, granted, the lawsuit didn't really, like,
It got
do
thrown
anything.
out,
Yeah, it got
but-
thrown out, but still.
Because it's subjective.
subjective. It's subjective media.
I mean, it's one of the...
but it was objectively broken.
Oh, yeah.
It still
Most
is.
definitely.
Well, the thing is,
Mine's broken, there, buddy.
the most recent
I want to play
map
it.
pack that came out was probably back in March. It was supposed to come out in November.
Oh.
And they were like, we can't release another map pack until we finish the previous map pack glitches and the glitches that came before
They
that.
still had to
Did
finish,
someone
like, the
not
patch.
tell Ubisoft Montreal about Batman Arkham Origins? Like, I literally fell through the map of Gotham.
I heard a lot of bad
And-
things about that game.
Came back into the world somehow, so the world is looped. So I
Yeah.
went through the ground, came back, landed, and died.
You had too much of that scarecrow talk. But yeah, because they even came out with a statement right before they announced like the new Arkham Knight. They're like, "Yeah, you know those patches you're waiting for Arkham Origins?
Ain't happening.
We ain't doing it. So
Yeah.
long.
And I wanna
Thanks for the
play
money,
it.
bros."
I want to finish it, and it's just sitting there. I'm like, I'm waiting for patches.
Well, luckily,
Yeah.
Rocksteady is getting the next game again. So,
Yeah.
It's their last Batman though, so
Yeah.
get ready to get milked again.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I'm sorry, I got us off of the gaming. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I was just gonna say, going back to the topic, like to me, the silver lining with the statement where it's like, once we run out of ideas. So I'm interpreting this to mean like,
So it is possible.
yeah, and the next like 4 or 5 years, Spider-Man will be in the Avengers because there's no way all these like spin-offs, like the Venom movie and the Sinister Six movies. I don't.
So
see
he'll
them
be with
doing
Robert Downey
well.
Jr.,
So-
hopefully Chris Hemsworth, and Sebastian Stan as Captain America, hopefully.
Oh yeah, very possible.
And
I'm excited
And
about
then
that
Andrew
possible story because
Garfield.
Christopher Evans is going to quit.
well,
That's what
Sebastian
that's
Stan
what
signed
he
up for
said.
7 movies.
Oh,
Yeah,
signed up
well,
for
he's still signed on for
7 movies.
Captain America 3.
Well,
Yeah.
no, he's going to quit after this.
So
After
yeah,
he's done the
so
contract,
his contract goes further. His contract goes further than Chris Evans does. So
Yeah.
I really think they're setting it up for.
I'm excited for that because it
For Bucky
should be
Captain.
good because I love that actor. He's
Yeah.
a good job.
He's so good.
I still don't feel like Chris Evans is really going to leave. I think it's one of those things, like when Leo was like, "Oh, I'm going to take a break from acting," and then he made like Wolf of Wall Street and
Or
Great
Joaquin
Gatsby,
Phoenix.
and
Yeah.
and
He
was
just
it
got
Jake-
Out, I get
bored.
drawn back in.
Yeah. So I think Chris Evans would be like, well, I'll just do one more. I'll do one more. Like, sir, how would you like to have, instead of having a cap shield, we'll just put this pile of money here. And he's like, you know what? You put it like that, I can strap on the old stars and bars again.
I miss him having like more like the wingtip because I miss when people used to call him wingtip head.
Oh yeah,
hey wingtips, and he was like,
hey bro, keeping America safe, man.
I do want just like a montage of like them just like walking down the street, and everyone's like, oh my god,
and he's just like winking at everybody.
Yeah, right. Be just like that awesome scene in Spider-Man 3 where he's walking down.
Wet.
Everyone I know is dead.
Superheroes. That is true. Yeah, I like how he just makes a joke about it. It's like, yeah, it's like everybody in my barbershop quartet's dead, so I'm usually pretty free on Wednesdays.
And like the look on her face was just like, oh, and he's like, hey.
He's Captain Sass America.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly.
Captain Sassy Pants.
Because like he makes a like a joke like that or like a statement like that in the Ultimates, and it's like sad. Like that would be horrible, you know. And
I thought the best line was gonna come, and it comes from the Ultimate Comic line. And
you know what
I'm talking about?
The parachute.
The parachute.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like,
everyone saw it coming.
Yeah.
And they missed it.
I missed it. So I have to like just like dub over recording somehow.
Don't you know, boys? That's always how I read it too.
Yeah, we raged about that just from the trailer before it even got to the movie.
Yeah, when the trailer came out and I was sitting there, it was like, because I saw him jump out, I was like, here it comes.
Yeah. We're like,
here it comes.
Yeah.
Okay, so with trailers, I was like, maybe they'll edit it, right?
Yeah.
They hate
didn't.
us.
Yeah, but I like even when I saw him jump, I got like the
Captain
tingles on the side of my arm, and I was like, "Here it comes! Here it comes!"
Don't you know, boys?
And then it was like,
So
"Did he just
sad.
jump out of this helicarrier without a parachute?" He was like, "Yep, yeah, he did."
And I was like, what? Well, what?
Don't you know, boys? Parachutes are for pussies.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because that was the thing. Is like the
there were
line
so
was
many good lines in that first
Yeah.
issue of Ultimates.
Oh,
I
man.
know. I love that whole World War II sequence.
Like, what are you
It was
gonna do with this ship? Like everyone jumps out, and he was like, "I'm gonna ram it through the front of that building. We're gonna charge through." He was like, "But that place is impregnable. No such animal."
Yeah, he just flies a plane into a plane.
And then, like,
Carbon
right after
capture.
that-
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. You learn that in basic.
Like right after
Here's
that,
the training. Fly planes into buildings.
yeah. And then like right after that, you just get the big badass splash play. What are you waiting for, ladies? Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh my
Machine gun,
god.
like standing on like the
Yeah,
the rubble
with the freaking Thompson just sitting there, and I was like, oh.
This is doing the back
mean,
opening
he's like-
presents. Yes.
turns on the corner and is like blocking all the bullets and just
Yeah.
shooting everyone. Is
And like all of a sudden, like all the people that were like non-believers on the plane are just kind of like,
Yeah,
are you listening
right.
to this guy?
I'm hiding behind that guy. He's got a shield.
the guy has a shield and he's winning. It's like getting, it's like from Firefly. He killed me with a sword. He killed me with a shield, man. Hear that? I don't think that's happened for like 500 years.
Who does that?
What's that? It's so mean.
Yeah, they miss a lot of prime opportunities.
Yeah, that was the worst part about because like had that comic not existed, I wouldn't hate the first Cat movie as much. But there were like so many moments. It's like you already have the blueprint. You have
It's
the
already
setting.
set up for
Yeah,
you.
it's
Like,
like
we montaged over to the best part of the movie,
Well,
which is like him just like beating the crap out of Nazis. It's
oh
like,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I signed
Punching
up
Hitler
for
in the
this.
face.
I signed up for him.
Yeah.
beating up.
well,
Nazis.
so I guess my question would be for Luis, maybe, with the comic bubble.
I can't do it as consistently as you guys.
I
try.
I don't even.
Are the comics maybe copyrighted to where they can't use those lines?
I wouldn't think so.
Because that's the only acceptable reason.
But the thing is, like, their own comics, though. Like, Marvel would... I mean,
own
it
the
wouldn't
rights.
surprise me to see a company sue itself, but at the same time...
That is true, I
I would
guess.
imagine EA would do that to itself.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
It's like...
Not
what-
Marvel. Marvel seems pretty consistent with
Yeah.
itself.
Like, EA, like, one branch doesn't even know the existence of another branch, and they're just suing each
Microsoft,
other.
EA, Walmart,
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, especially Winter Soldier, like a lot of that was like direct from the comics, and even like the Iron Man trilogy, like so much of that was from like the Extremis storyline.
I really like.
Extremis.
I saw like the movie art, and then you see like the scene, and it's like dead on, and you're like, what the hell? How? Like, how did you get
Yeah.
this good of talent? Like, where was this 20 years ago when they started doing like comic book movies. Like,
Oh.
the effort was not there.
Those guys were like barely, they're in their teens and they're not old enough to direct yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, it's amazing how far they've come.
Yeah, plus it was the 90s, and I want to pour out a 40 for the 90s. I'm sorry, 90s, you tried with your superhero movies, but you're the 90s.
And your holograph covers. Hologram covers.
Spawn, the
comic
movie.
book bubble? Like, that's when it burst.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was like, that's when Marvel went bankrupt.
Yeah.
Like, it just when you think about it in terms now, Marvel going bankrupt.
Right.
And especially back then, like, they were selling, like, comics like crazy.
Right.
Like, they were probably just Wolf of Wall Street and just nothing but Coke and hooker parties. It's like, oh, wait, I guess we should actually balance this budget, you know?
Well, you did see their art. I mean, they probably were doing coke. I mean,
Yeah, well, Rob Liefeld. I mean, the Coke, I finally now know
See, the
why
worst
the
part is that
pouches are there. That's where
The
carry
worst
Coke.
part was that Liefeld was straight the whole time.
Nah.
He wasn't doing blow and stuff.
That's
He
what
really
he was-
thought he was that damn good.
What does that have to do with
Yeah, right.
I'm actually just embarrassed for like liking comic books.
he
Back
took
in the
advantage
day.
of
So
it.
it's like, why did I see them? Because like, you know, you got actually decent ones, and I'm like, what was wrong with me?
Yeah. I mean, there were some pretty memorable covers, like Wolverine and stuff like that.
Well, I mean,
but-
they're still good artists. Like, McFarlane was
yes.
great, Jim Lee, people that aren't Rob Liefeld.
I mean, McFarlane did all the McFarlane did all the art for Kingdoms of Amalur.
Yeah.
You know, and that was an incredible game, despite all its shortcomings. But
Yeah, Louis said when Marvel's case was more like variants and Lee pouch parties. Liefeld pouch
Liefeld
parties.
pouch parties.
You're a fan of fanny packs.
yeah, it's like spend millions of dollars on like this diamond crusted pouch. Oh, and I got 5 more variants of that one where it came from.
It's like mirror lining.
Yeah, with a hologram. It's got all the Summers family in this one hologram. Every angle is like 25 different angles. You got another Summers. Even Summers they haven't even invented yet. They won't come out for another 10 years.
and on the full moon, you get the one that has Gambit.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
brother.
it's like with the teardrop because he
like,
didn't
I knew
really
it
get
all
to be a
along.
Summers brother.
Aww.
That was.
So sad.
I don't want to go on a huge tangent, but that would have been the dumbest thing ever for Gambit to end up being a Summers brother. It's just like there's no
Worse
relation.
than being Channing Tatum.
No,
No.
I'm gonna have to say it in emphatic no. That would have been that's still the worst thing. I still say Josh Holloway should play him, the guy who played Sawyer in Lost. He's not Cajun, but he's got the
Is
southern
that the one
accent.
who I'm thinking of? The short one with the dark hair and the...
He's the one that's
Thing.
blonde,
Sawyer.
calls him
Oh.
Freckles.
I don't...
What's his name
I
again?
watched the first
Josh
season of
Holloway.
Josh
Lost,
Holloway.
and the moment they
Josh
started doing
Holloway.
stupid crap, I cut out. I cut out fast.
I mean, the opening credits.
Oh.
Once they started doing just like, I'm like, you guys didn't write the second season before you
mean-
started this, did you?
yeah,
I literally was like, you guys didn't plan this at all.
Dude,
Josh
I was
Holloway
a
would
true
definitely be better
believer.
than Channing Tatum.
Like, all I did at work was we sat there, we read, like, Lost theories and stuff. We were like, oh, man, this is going to be so good. It's going to go somewhere. This is going to be a satisfying ending. So by the time I got to the end, I'm just sitting there just sharpening my knife, like, like, Lindelof, I will find you. I will find you!
It wasn't well planned. The first season was good.
Yeah, the first
Then-
season was
then-
excellent, and then just, it crashed just like a plane.
The whole problem with your whole plot being a mystery is if you keep it mystery to yourself, you'll never figure out what you wanted to do.
My whole thing
It's the best mystery ever!
It's like J.J. Abrams' mystery box.
Oh,
It's the dumbest concept ever, and it provably has not worked very well.
yeah, it's like, not even Edward Nigma can figure those out. But,
Because it doesn't have a solution.
yeah, that's trick question, bats. But the thing that I hated the most about Lost, okay, because a lot of people were like, "Oh, the ending sucked." It's not just the ending. It's okay. The first 3 seasons, I'll excuse them for not knowing where they're going. You know, TV shows can be canceled at any moment. You know, they don't know how many seasons they're going to have.
Right.
After season 3, they signed a contract for 3 more seasons. They knew exactly how many seasons, exactly how many episodes.
So we just procrastinated the
Yeah.
whole time.
So it's like, at which point you start writing those seasons to go to a conclusion. Instead, they're like, hey, I got an idea. Let it go. Time travel that goes nowhere.
But most...
Time travel always goes.
It goes to more Summers Brothers.
If anything, it just proves the story's going to be cyclical.
Yeah.
But
That's all
I
right.
have a hard time believing that they didn't know where the story was going to go, because most showrunners and most writers know where their show is going to go, even if it keeps going on
Yeah.
forever.
They even said that,
But
like,
in
what,
this case...
it's season 2, I think.
But they lied the whole time. That was the thing, too. They kept saying, it's going somewhere, everything's planned
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And then
it's like, that was a big little bowl.
yeah, and then at the end, they finally admitted it. Like, as if you didn't know by the end. It was like,
remember?
Didn't the writer's strike happen during that time? Or
I think it happened during, like, season 3 or 4.
No.
Everything on
Honestly,
TV went to crap when that happened. Because I was for the writers. I was definitely for them. But I was like, man, everything went to crap really, really fast.
The one good thing that happened, we got a 24 movie out of it.
Because you could get screenwriters, yeah.
You can always see the silver lining.
Have you seen Burn Notice?
I have not.
It's actually really good.
What is
Jack Bauer in it?
No. He should be.
Damn
It doesn't even have Beaver Sutherland in it.
No Beaver
No
Sutherland.
Beaver Sutherland.
But it does have, oh my god, I'm blanking.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
And he's fantastic.
So you know it's good.
It's
Yeah.
good. It's so good. His
Luis
sass is-
watches it, I think. I think he's the one that told us.
Oh, Burn Notice. Yeah.
Luis, I can't hear you. Can you speak up?
I think I saw like the first 3 or 4 seasons, and then I just kind of fell off.
We've watched it pretty
But I liked
consistently.
it.
Like, when we don't have like anything major like Game of Thrones on, we put on Burn Notice, and we have it's a
I always
good
like.
time.
I like how you guys prioritize, like Game of Thrones, then, Burn
Well,
Notice.
there's if it's sitting on Netflix and it's complete,
Yeah.
it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
We're gonna watch
But
it. But
it's-
Game of Thrones could go somewhere. It could never show up ever.
Well,
again.
and Burn Notice
Very
is something
true.
we can just put on, and like I can work on my cosplay or whatever, and
I'll play. Like,
I don't really have to pay that much attention. But it's like Game of Thrones. I turn away for a second, and it's like, whoa, who died?
Another wedding.
Who
another
died and
couple
made you
deaths.
king? Oh, wait.
I feel like there's a rule now that you can't kill anyone unless it's at a wedding.
Right?
Yeah,
That's just a
right.
rule. It's a law. It's the great law of Westeros.
Pretty much. Unless
you're
you're at a
gonna
wedding, they're
assassinate
guests.
anybody.
Yeah.
I just want to go ahead.
I like how like nothing is like sacred anymore. They're like the gods, just kill everyone. Whenever you feel like it, just forget all the rules that we've been trying to live by for the past 500 years. Screw it, kill everyone.
Those damn phrase. But I just want to go on a tangent about Game of Thrones and Game of Thrones spoilers. I won't actually spoil it, but people getting so like this being livid about not the last episode, but last week's episode being spoiled. And I want to get you guys' opinion.
Stay off the freaking internet is what I have to say about
Blacklist.
that.
Yeah.
That's
I think
it.
there's an add-in for like most things that will block. If you type it in, it's like sorry, you can't do that. Like, I'm pretty sure there's an add-in that will help you avoid spoilers.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Okay, because I'm glad we're on the same page, because that's what I was thinking. It's like, okay, bummer that it got spoiled, but for me, like, any show that I'm that into, that I'm going to pitch a fit, if it gets spoiled, I'm not getting on the internet. I'm staying off
Right.
Facebook. I'm staying off Twitter. I'm just unplugging all electricity from my house until I've seen that episode.
Well, like I can't watch or I can't go on Tumblr, especially now because Orphan Black just came back on Saturday, and I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
And it's spoilers are all over the place on Tumblr, so it's like you have to unplug for a bit until you catch
I have
yourself up.
a spoiler that I was very upset about.
Uh,
Frozen was spoiled for me.
oh, my God.
Was it
Sorry.
really?
Did the ice melt at the end?
Sorry.
Was it global warming? Al Gore comes up. You see, kids? This is why you need to get your carbon credits.
That would have been a great pitch at the end of that one, though.
Frozen was weird for me because like I remember first seeing it, I was like, it's pretty good, but I don't get what all the hype is about.
I just like the new direction of actually not having to have a romantic love as the main love story.
Yeah, that was
I love
refreshing.
that because of sibling love.
Sister,
that's
sister.
real.
Right?
I never knew
It's very
how much
different.
I missed her.
But then
Tamara.
I think it was Wednesday when I went and picked up Amazing Spider-Man. My son started jumping up and down. I was like, "Oh, Frozen, Frozen, Frozen!" So I was like,
really?
"Okay, well, let's go ahead and rent it again."
Yeah.
So we rented it again. I think we watched it like 2 times before we
Where the hell
returned
do
it.
you rent videos?
Redbox.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, well,
Like,
Redbox-
Magical time machine do you
No,
have?
it was a Redbox.
It's just like a dude on the street corner. Hey, man, you want the new copy of Frozen? This one doesn't even have the audience in it.
No, there's the HEB right down the street where I get them.
Yeah, shaking hands, Jeff.
So we came home and started watching it, and I was just like, I don't know why, but now like I find myself singing "Let It Go" just popping in my head. I'm like, this movie's like really cool. Like first, my
cold.
mind was made up. Like there's nothing great, I don't know what the hype is, and all of a sudden I'm just like, this movie's cool.
It has lots of
I
good
love
moments
that
in it.
Anna is like a real person. Like, I want some chocolate in my mouth.
Yeah,
It's like my favorite part.
yeah, I liked lots about it. I liked the music was good for once.
Yeah, the music
I
was
usually
good.
get really annoyed with songs in the middle.
Yeah.
And I was like, this actually doesn't annoy me.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well, even at work was it Friday? I played "Let It Go" off of YouTube like 3 times throughout the day. Where I was just like, I just have to hear this song.
Did they want to kill you?
No. Well, I made sure no one was around, and then I was.
It's like, well, they
playing kinda
already did,
half
but
loud.
that didn't encourage them to want
When
to.
somebody
kill
was
them
going
more.
on a bathroom break, and I would just turn it up. Like, "Let it
They
go."
play it on loop on the radio, so
Oh, do
I've
they?
heard it so many times. I'm just sick of it. But if you're really into it now, still, check out Jimmy Fallon and Idina Menzel doing "Let It Go" with school instruments.
Oh, I think I saw
It's
that. I didn't
fantastic.
watch it, but I saw the link for it.
You should watch it.
You should watch it.
Is it comical or is it just good?
It's really good.
Okay, cool.
It's impressive because they have the little stupid xylophone thing with all the bright colors.
Ma'am, it is a xylophone.
That
The thing
thing.
that no one can ever play.
And they
right?
make it sound.
Yeah.
No, and they
Too
play
many
it.
things to hit.
It makes actual music.
Whoa. Someone
I
learned how to
know.
play that
I
thing?
thought those were just furniture. really,
I
really
remember
weird
the
modern
stupid
art.
recorders, and I would just cheat and just
Make the noise with your mouth.
Yes.
Yes.
the music teacher hated me. Hated me
Yeah,
because I
'cause
couldn't
you-
read sheet music. Because I refused to read it. I refused to sing.
And then
I'd play my own notes.
And you're the weird kid in the corner going.
I'm to
Nice.
this day still not that big a fan of music. It's cool, I guess, but not for me.
You're like, teach. I don't need your rules that you call sheet music.
I can play dodgeball. I don't even know music.
Yeah, right.
If you can dodge a recorder, you can dodge a ball.
Yeah. Someone comes up with me with a flute, hit him with a dodgeball. Get that out of
No
here.
one's gonna put a gun to my head and say, "Play this recorder perfectly."
Yeah, right. All of a sudden, your whole life has been leading up to this moment. It's like
And all
Jack
you do
Bauer.
is
That was actually impressive.
yeah, right. Better than it was when you're in school. I'm not gonna murder you.
Play
But I'm gonna shoot you in the kneecap.
buns.
That's a C. It's a C.
Yeah, right. I'm just gonna maim you. Start practicing, kid.
Oh, come back.
Blood
Yeah.
Ocean says people need to let go of "Let It Go."
Oh,
You've
you
heard it a lot. It will eventually.
See, I've only heard it in the movie,
So
and then all the times that I
clever.
played it on YouTube,
thousand.
And then
20
all the times I played it on YouTube.
which is a lot. But I mean,
start
yeah.
singing it in your sleep.
Yeah,
But
I
you
don't
have
think,
control of it.
I don't think I can listen
Yeah.
to
Or
it.
does it have control of
You
you?
can stop whenever you want.
I can. I just choose not to.
He chooses not to. He's like an addict.
I'm not
I
addicted.
can choose. I can stop whenever I want.
You let it go.
Yeah, I mean, I'd play it right now if I want to.
We should end. We should end the podcast.
But we
with
don't
that.
play. We don't play the horrible Demi Lovato version.
I never actually heard it. I haven't seen
I
Frozen.
don't know
yet.
what made them think to just.
Kelly never just
Have
gave me
her
the death stare.
Wait,
She just shot me with an optic
you got
blast.
engaged to a man you just met?
Yeah, pay attention.
No, wait. You got engaged to a man you just met.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep up.
Keep up. Come on.
This movie is amazing.
Were they in Vegas in this scene?
No.
I don't have
should have been.
bones. Or I don't have a skull or bones. I love that scene because I can't tell if he's scared about it, really wants to inform someone about it, or kind of happy about it. It's just like a
And trying to
mix.
creep somebody out.
Yeah.
It might be all of the above.
These are reasons you need to watch this
It's like,
movie.
why would a snowman?
I will
have
add it to my
bones?
queue.
You're just like,
Right?
But like he just made this
I wanna know why he didn't have
realization about
bones.
himself.
Yeah.
because he's a fucking snowman.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was thinking that's the only character that I remember.
Olaf is pretty funny. I like him.
Yeah.
I like the moment when he gets impaled and he's like, "Oh look, I've been impaled."
You're holding your hands like he has breath.
That's what I was thinking.
I love the moment where
Lost
he
your
gets
arms in
boobs.
battle.
Oh,
You
look,
grow
I have
nice
breast
boobs.
I have snow boobs.
Yeah.
Snow boobs. They're just snowballs like pressed on.
I get snow boobs.
They're not even like the right side. Like,
They're a little
So
lopsided.
he's like most artists. He can't draw boobs
Rob
in the right
Liefeld.
proportion.
They're just pouches on his
Do
chest.
they like float up and down too?
tippy
Like
toe
while he's just
stance.
standing still.
They're,
I had
yeah,
this-
yeah, they're bouncing like in Rise. Have you seen that video Like people were okay, like yeah. Like
she's like standing still and like her boobs are just like going bananas.
It's so funny. Okay, it's people that don't know. So the Xbox One, is supposed to be alongside the PS4 is like the pinnacle in video game graphics, unless you have a PC with the pinnacle of video game graphics. And then one of the best looking games is like Rise, like Roman Empire,
Rise of an Empire.
Yeah, whatever it's called, Roman dudes. And so it really
Rome Rise of a thing.
Yeah,
I haven't heard of this. What?
Rome.
Reese. It's like Rise, but it's RS.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't know how to spell in Rome.
Like
that's why they're not
because,
around.
like they didn't fight like Romans at all. They just like ran at each other.
Yeah.
Rise, Son of Rome.
That's what it is.
Rome, yeah.
All right. But anyway, the whole point is like the graphics are really good, but it's like all right. So we have the most polygon counts. We got all this. Like, what are we going to use these graphics for? Just to make like a woman's breast like unnaturally bounce. Like not only just like a regular, just like we're gonna make a really attractive woman. Like no, like it looks really weird. It's like you're looking at like a bowl of Jello. Just
I have stopped playing games because of physics like that. There was this JRPG I was playing, and like it came to a cutscene, and it was like just like right here, like where the boobs are showing, and they were moving. They were standing still, and they were moving. I stopped that game,
And you're like, boobs don't do that!
I stopped because like if you can't handle these physics, I don't trust you of anything else.
everyone's like, I have no bones and no skull. They're just like these weird amorphous blobs.
It drives me crazy when I see stuff like that. It's like take a little effort, to make it somewhat plausible.
Show a little bit of restraint.
At least Dead or Alive, at least they moved like regular, and at least they had an option to turn them off.
Wait.
But that was the other thing is they knew their audience to a degree.
If you could turn off the boob movement,
Bounce mode.
Yeah.
perhaps you have too much boob movement in your game.
Yeah.
Well, that's the funny thing, because in the first one, it was just, you had no choice. In the second one...
It was just crazy tits everywhere.
Yeah, well, in the second one, they're like, all right, we've heard people say that this is a little bit sexist and we shouldn't have a bunch of bouncy boobs in a fighting game that doesn't warrant that. So we're going to give you the option to turn it off. But really, they're just
because
like,
that's way better.
Yeah, they're like, this is totally going to shut these people up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so yeah, it's actually literally called bounce mode.
I really want.
Okay, that is not even better.
Speedos, and this is like bouncing around.
Oh my god! Yes,
we're gonna mod that game.
It's like Johnson mode. It's just like swagging around.
These are what the characters.
It's just like Dr. Manhattan. He's every character.
These are actually like.
I love
DLC
referencing Dr. Manhattan to anyone who's seen Watchmen because they're like. What's wrong with you?
He's like he's got a giant glowworm.
but it's like
he can do anything. Because he can control atoms. He can make himself look like anything. He chooses to have a giant blue dong. That's his choice.
If I could do anything, that's probably what I would do.
I mean, I don't even have one, and if I could do anything...
Because it's not like he's just naked with a giant dong. He's like, you know what?
I'm going to make everyone uncomfortable.
Yeah, not only do you have to look at it, it's going to be glowing and blue.
It's going to be at eye level.
Yeah, because he's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah. He's just trolling everybody. He's like, I could do so many great things.
I'm imagining that he didn't cover himself for reals when he was over Vietnam.
Oh,
I'm assuming he didn't cover himself up for reals.
That was part of the psychological warfare. Like,
right,
they're just like, we give up.
It's like standing next to Shaq's arm.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you're getting comments that, oh, your game's really sexist, and then you say, okay, we'll give you the option to turn it off, and then call it bounce mode.
Yeah, it's like, wow, you just returned back to the original problem.
Well, they actually made an offshoot game called Dead or Alive. Volleyball.
Oh, volleyball!
It's
like,
even worse.
At least they were just like, you know what? We're not even gonna lie to you guys with the fighting game anymore.
We're not even gonna pretend.
We are sexist, and this is what we're doing. Like, all right.
Well, and then what you could do in the game was obviously make them play 2-on-2 volleyball, and you could buy with whatever points or money you had in the game, you could buy different skimpy bikini outfits.
It's just like I want to stab.
And then there was also a.
Kelly's like, can
Where
I attend?
is this going?
There's a picture
Can I
mode.
attend their wedding?
There's a picture mode, not unlike Pokemon Snap, where you could just like zoom in and have them pose different ways. Just.
And you wonder why the people say game industry has problems.
Right?
So
I'm going to just make an assumption that no women were at all involved in making that video.
Well, unless those are men voices that
would be
in Japanese and English.
You know, I would not doubt it.
It is possible.
It is possible.
Yeah.
They could have just got stock voices.
Stock voices.
Yeah, they're like
Because what's the length of the audio? Seriously.
Yeah.
They're pre-recorded from other video games. It's just like, we'll just take these out.
Spliced together. It's all Siri.
Yeah, right.
You spilled ice cream on me.
So Casey says, but everyone, no matter what gender, likes boobs. So I think she's being
Maybe.
even
right.
so, it's like, all right, they're just going a little bit overboard. We're just like, all right, guys, like at least make a game that's actually a game.
Yeah.
But people also like real boobs.
Yeah.
That do the real physics.
I guess that's the thing. They're like, well, if you can't get real boobs, then just play this game instead. So if you think about it that way, they're doing a public service.
Or they're just furthering a sad, sad hole for a person to crawl into.
Yeah. That's probably more like it. They're just like, well, now I don't have to leave my house. I'm just gonna, it's gonna be like hoarders.
But there's like all these like giant anime boobs everywhere.
Oh my god.
It's like they finally get a real girl to come over, and they just walk right back out.
Yeah.
I'm going to die here.
Yeah.
Right?
You would probably think that, yeah, like they're just gonna collect body parts or something.
Exactly.
It's like, I don't want to put the lotion on the skin. I'm getting out of here.
I have to go wash my hair or something.
I have a headache. I have to wash my hair. I left the oven on. My place is on fire. Everyone's dead. Bye.
I have to go load my shot-off shotgun. I'll be right back.
Exactly.
Meet me at my trunk.
38 special.
This is for the world. Just look at the flowers. Boom!
Oh my god.
I like how we haven't even we don't like watch Walking Dead anymore. And we know what that is.
Yeah. That meme is honestly the best part of that season.
That shows how cool you guys are.
It's fallen off so hard. Like, you guys are not missing anything.
I got so mad. What was the third season? The third season. It did the whole build up, the fight, and then it didn't do anything. Like I refuse to watch this ever again.
Yeah.
It disappointed me so bad. There's no way they can recover.
See, the funny thing is, they tried to make it up to you guys in the fourth season. For people that felt that way, it's like, this just went nowhere. Like, all right, we're going to have a showdown with the governor that actually goes somewhere.
The governor.
And it does, but in my opinion, it's still disappointing.
If there's a
it was
butt
terrible.
in there,
It was terrible. You're sugarcoating it. It was terrible.
yeah.
It was a steam pile.
He's trying to make you feel better, but in reality,
Well, the ironic thing is, like, the first 3 episodes of the season are really good, and you're like, this season is going to rock.
Yeah, everyone was so excited. We had the big bacon party.
Yeah.
Everyone was all excited for where it was going to go. And then, like,
Yes,
after the
bacon party.
6 episodes, it's like, 5 or 6 episodes, I was just like, man, it's kind of blows.
I feel like they lost their budget in that season. It was like,
Maybe.
we couldn't do the fight scene because we couldn't pay people.
Well, the thing that sucked is, like, they still had, like, the over-the-top battle. All right, I'm going to spoil it a little bit. Okay.
Yo, I'm
So
not watching
the
it.
governor rolls in with his tank and all his whole, like, makeshift
Oh,
army,
yeah.
and they're about to just go and just wreck
A
shop
tank.
on the prison.
A
He has a
tank.
freaking
real
tank. Yeah, he's like, tanks, guys. And
course
they're
he
like...
does.
But,
He's got the trained personnel to do that, right?
well, one of the guys was actually, like, an army guy. He was like, man, the zombies started biting people. I bugged out with this tank. So I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Except for the very first episode where he goes to Atlanta and the tank guy's dead, but...
yeah.
And fuel and...
Where did he get the fuel?
Hey, he siphoned it. You could use unleaded gasoline. he used pure diesel.
They use like freaking jet fuel in those
Maybe
things.
it's like biodiesel.
Where's Phil Cost when you need him to tell us what kind of fuel a tank
Phil,
would
we
need?
need you. We're summoning you. He'll know exactly what fuel it needs. I'm pretty sure it was jet fuel because I'm pretty sure in the M1 Abrams they put a jet engine in it. If I remember correctly.
Is this actually just jet wings? Like, you have to grind them up and put them in there?
It runs on
make-
zombie bones.
If you make jet noises, the tank runs. The tank runs. It'll run.
That would be
You're
awesome.
Freakazoid and
Exactly.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That would spice up that show so much more. But okay, said, oh my god, yes, that scene in the episode's one of the best from the season. So, okay, so this is how I feel. So they finally roll in there with the tank. They're like, here's the epic showdown. So everyone in the prison's pretty much like outnumbered, outgunned. Not a single person dies in that exchange. Like, I think one extra gets killed and Bob gets shot. But nobody from the prison, like, they sustain 0 casualties.
From a tank.
Yeah. The tank, machine
How did
guns.
they take out the tank?
The tank was just, like, shooting the buildings. Like, oh, the worst part, okay, so they went to the prison, not to just kill everyone. They went to the prison to take it over so this can be their new home.
So they shot a hole in it.
So they decided to shoot holes in their new home. Because that's
it's
the
the
type of
government.
planning that the governor has now been
all
reduced
you
to.
had to do was go in there with a tank and just use it as a block. And if anyone's dumb enough to pop their heads off, you shoot them. Like with the machine gun, not
Oh,
the
yeah,
cannon.
yeah.
Because the cannon, cannon does crap against buildings.
Yeah, it was terrible. The worst part is like, well, there were a lot. Okay, so this is an actual spoiler. So Blood Ocean No Sentences. What about Herschel? Yeah, but that was before the firefight actually took place. That's what I'm saying. Like when the tank started blasting people, no one got killed by the tank, and that's what was stupid. It's just like they probably should have killed Beth. They probably should have killed like I don't know, Lizzie. Just kill a few people, maybe even Bob or somebody, but kill a few characters.
Nobodies.
But I mean, even have like one death where it's like, wow, they were really high stakes. And granted, there was Herschel, but that wasn't from the fight. That was the governor just being a douche. So it's like I don't know, somebody's
kind of expected.
Yeah, but somebody somewhat significant should have died in that firefight, or even an extra that they could have. If they're going to do that, they should have built up an extra from the very beginning of the season. You're like, oh, I really like this guy, and have him die or her die.
Yeah,
that at least would have satisfied me. But it's like
T-Dog style.
Or someone,
this is God's plan.
Someone from like the governor's side get run over by the tank, showing that they're kind of inadequate of moving the vehicle. You know what I mean? Like
that too would have also sufficed. Yeah, like
some kind of accident because if people are not pros, they're
but then
he
comes back as a zombie,
die.
And he's just like.
That's how they should have killed the governor. He gets run over by his own people on accident, and everyone's just like,
he gets shot.
Let's go home then.
Wow, I didn't like that guy anyways.
Yeah, right.
He kind of shot everyone.
That eye patch was really lame.
Who was? Did you think he was Nick Fury?
Yeah, right. No, I'm the only Nick Fury. On
Blood Ocean 07 says, in movies and TV shows, everyone is such a terrible shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Except for the governor. You remember the governor? He was like one-shotting people.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone in Walking Dead is a marksman. Like, yeah, the governor is getting the zombies like sneaking up on him. He doesn't even look. He has no peripheral vision in his missing eye, turns and shoots the zombie in the head.
Also has no depth perception.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know how close a zombie is, for real.
Yeah.
Maybe he has Mac Murdock powers.
He would do rather well in that universe, I think.
Could you imagine? He'd be the hottest.
Yeah,
belly clubbing every zombie.
Right?
Because you'd hear the zombies in my way, because zombies are not silent.
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing they're not.
He would have heard the whole horde coming through the forest before they even showed up.
It's like, time to move. Time to move camp.
I remember when he was chasing down, what's her name?
Andrea.
And he got stuck in that warehouse, and then he survived somehow.
Yeah, like they're all around him.
Unscathed.
He's the governor. He has the Batman-itis. He's just like, how did you survive that? I'm the governor.
Plot armor.
It was nice
and thick.
Maybe he has like a gun under the eye patch. It opened up and just went this machine gun.
Guy comes out.
It's like Nick Fury. It's like Nick Fury in The Winter Soldier. Always keep your eye open.
Oh, that was so like. Wait, that doesn't make sense, but it's just kind of awesome.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You're like, if you just like brain, don't think about it. Don't ruin this for me.
It's just like, yeah. Maybe it's like a computer chip and like hacks in.
I still don't
it was like a key that went in there.
like the RoboCop.
I was the only one that was like,
what? Wouldn't they really
I was like, does that eyes have like a different retina recognition?
Well, it would because it's like all screwed up.
But if you take away all the privileges,
his username is gone. So he'd have to bury his username.
I mean, I guess he had a backup. Maybe he just had like
maybe he built
Nicholas,
the OS
not
himself.
Fury.
it's a contact lens. So like.
Well, it's quite possible that he was like part of he put people in the program team and he put in a code so you could never truly delete his access.
Yeah, I'm sure
that
he had
sounds like something he would do.
I'm sure he had a fail-safe where it's just like, oh, I had 2 usernames.
My
Chump.
wonked up eye.
Nick Fury's power is just Plan B's.
Yeah, exactly.
Plan B. He goes
never
to the
trusting
alphabet,
anybody.
Like
Yeah, if you're in a fighting game, it's just like his level 3 is a plan B. He just throws papers at you. They just paper cut you to death. Oh, death by 1,000 cuts.
He has so many.
And as you're shuffling to pick
he
them
has
up,
like Plan A, B, 1.
Once it runs out of like letters in the English alphabet, it's just like, okay, now the Russian alphabet. That triangle thing.
That triangle thing.
Natasha just jumps out and shoots them and strangles them at the same time.
Jesus.
Exactly. That's how you got to do it. So we got another topic here. We're already at like almost at the 2-hour mark.
Oh, jeez. Let's rapid fire this.
All right, so this is a really interesting topic. They had covered this. This comes from themarysue.com, which is where I get like, I don't know, maybe like
It's the best site.
about half of my news now. Actually, more than half. Pretty much this and like Comics Alliance, but they're a lot better with news. Mary Sue is. So basically, they said that young women are the fastest growing demographic in comics, according to retailer surveys.
Oh, really?
And Image also said the same thing, like maybe a month ago.
No doubt.
But women don't read comics.
They also don't buy toys.
Yeah.
Or watch TV.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What was
They
it?
don't do
Warner
anything.
Brothers were like, yeah, we don't want to gear this towards women because they don't buy toys or anything.
You can fuck off.
That's how I felt. I was like, I was insulted. I'm not even a woman. I'm insulted. I was like, that's bullshit.
It was just like the dumbest thing ever. But I like how these are coming out where it's just like. Because, the whole thing, we have another show, Extraordinary, which you can find on Punch the Walls Reality on Thursdays. But, one of our early episodes that we haven't actually aired because long story, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the point is, we did an episode about, why haven't they actually done a superhero movie with, a female lead?
Right.
It's like, obviously there's the obvious ones, Wonder Woman, which they're like, well, we don't know how to make a Wonder Woman movie.
Linda Carter. Just go look at hers. And then be like, okay, we can do that, just modern.
How can we expand this?
Come on. Yeah, it's so easy. It's not even...
It's just lazy.
Greek mythology, woman punching things to death.
Exactly.
Go.
It's like you guys do it fine animated. You can't do it live action. Like you can't bring that team in.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like okay, so it's like maybe it's like okay, let's just for the sake of argument, okay, Wonder Woman's too hard to do. It's too mind-blowing. I mean, Joss Whedon wrote a script, but it's still too hard. Okay, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is perfect, and they keep pussyfooting around. About oh, we're gonna do it. No, we're not gonna do it. Oh, how about a Mystique movie? Or no, they didn't say Mystique. It was Black Widow, which also another great choice.
That would be pretty cool.
Almost everyone, male or female, after Captain America, they're like, dude, Black Widow needs her own movie.
I think she was the movies in all of those movies. Any movie that Black Widow has been in a lot, she moves the plot, and she is the hero.
Oh yeah,
every single time.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't like Scarlett Johansson usually. I take back every bad word I have ever said about Scarlett Johansson because holy shit, she blew it out of the water in Winter Soldier.
And Don John.
That is true.
She brought a lot of credit.
It's just
that
these
better?
need to be
Can you
tightened,
hear me
so they
now?
just kind of sink down. But yeah. But it's like she's fantastic. It's just like there's no excuse for why they can't. I mean, to me, okay, I don't even read Captain Marvel, and I want a Captain Marvel movie.
It would be amazing.
It's like okay, because with some Marvel characters, it's like they're part of a team, so it's like okay, well, we don't know how to stick them in the Avengers. They can't really have a solo movie. She has a solo title, which people love. So why don't you just go with that origin? She's obviously the type of character who's going to fit perfectly with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's just like
Not the sass.
yeah, it's just
right. Well, and I think because she's not. I mean, in the comic realm, she's getting a lot of hype and people are following her. But if she were to get a movie, she would be just another role model for little girls. And
yeah.
Because she's smart on top of everything else, on top of being such a badass. She's really intelligent, but she's also very relatable in the sense of, she does have insecurities and she does kind of question who she is as a person and as a hero. So I think she has a little more depth than Wonder Woman does, which makes her an amazing role model. It makes me so mad that they won't make a movie about Carol Danvers.
I just got this table, please.
I'm sorry.
I really think that they will, though. I think as after enough people pressure them, they'll be like, well, we do love money, so we're going to go ahead and give you guys your movie.
Right?
I mean, well, that's the cool thing with Captain Marvel, because it's kind of like how you say, in the comics, you see her mixing or balancing her superhero life with her personal life, and then she even has to get a personal assistant and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's just so cool seeing the way she does it, because it's not even just personal life, the way she schedules hanging out with Spider-Woman, and then the little babysitting the little girl that looks up to her a lot, And then you even see it in the citizens later on who are standing up for her and rooting for her when she's taking down I forget that dude's name, but he's trying to destroy the city.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but
and then
Monarch.
I mean, and then you could have her attack a bad guy with Chewie and just throw a cat at someone's face. So what's the best excuse?
That is the best move ever. I was always disappointed when the Marvel vs. Capcom games and Miss Marvel was in there and she wouldn't throw a cat. I was like, that's the best move ever.
We're not condoning any violence towards animals.
It was just
well, cats always land on their feet, so
exactly.
It was a life and death moment because she can't absorb magic, so she was going to die.
Absorb this.
Exactly. And then she's like, I'm so sorry, Chewie. I'm so sorry, Chewie.
He was so mad about that too.
Rightfully so.
I'd be pretty mad. You threw a cat at me? That was the best move you had?
And then you could sell Chewy plushies. I mean, these are great marketing ideas.
Marvel, I hope you're listening.
Well, and also, like, Kelly Sue DeConnick is the writer for the more popular
Could you
Captain
imagine
Marvel.
if she wrote a movie?
Writing a movie or a great consultant very much.
Yeah.
Well, her husband does a great Hawkeye series too, and I want to see that Hawkeye.
I want to see that Hawkeye.
movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
it'll be the most relatable hero ever. He's the most breakable dude, and instead of being like, well, he still just makes it through, it just celebrates the fact that he is breakable.
Yeah.
And he just keeps on fighting.
Yeah.
I'm like, those are cool stories, and you're just kind of going with the overpowered guys.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they're moving in that direction, though, at least with, like, the TV series is where it's like, all right, not everybody's Thor. We got a Daredevil for you guys, huh? You know, like, if they did that with... That would be awesome. A Hawkeye series? That would be badass.
That'd be really
I'd be
cool.
excited
This
for
looks
that.
bad.
But,
It has to start out with, this looks bad.
But, Cassie, she chimed in saying Black Widow... this little thing's in my way. Black Widow should have her own movie after the new Captain America. Her acting was so good that there's so much they could work with. Captain Marvel would also make another great movie. So this was my point. Okay, so it's like if they're because they can't even come up with the whole defense where they're like, well, we don't know how to do a Captain Marvel movie because I think they tried to say that with I think like for like Black Panther, like how can we do Wakanda? I don't know, it's something crazy. Okay, so let's say that was the case. Guardians of the Galaxy is here now. So if Rocket Raccoon can be in a movie, you have no excuse for the entirety of the Marvel universe.
Well said. Well said.
It's like, because, okay, like, I'm someone, like, right when I saw Rocket Raccoon, it's like, I hate this character. I don't like him. Like, he's grown on me. I like him now. Plus, it's like, this is a stupid talking raccoon. He's stupid. I hate him. I don't want him in this video game. Keeps killing me. It's mean. Takes my lunch money. And I'm, like, so excited for Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, this is going to be the sleeper hit. Like, I can't wait. So it's like, yeah, if you can make Rocket Raccoon and a character that people enjoy, like, any character's fair game. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just like there's no excuses they can put forth
look
now.
at the team of the Guardian Galaxy.
Yeah.
You have a woman part of it.
Yeah.
And she's like the deadliest of all of us.
She's the scariest one.
And she's green.
Yes. And I was like, why is this like
And then you have
make
my girlfriend Nebula.
You can make an alien lady into a movie, but you just can't make a normal person become a hero as a woman.
Well, no, it's because she's not the lead. There are a bunch of other men, in there with her. So a female lead.
But I feel like Marvel was actually making Black Widow the lead in most of those movies.
I feel like she was
She is kind of like the unofficial lead, where she's like, "Hey, Cap, let's go to this Apple so we can save the day." And he's like, "Oh yeah."
Right.
She's kind of walking him through.
He's
the
like, "I'm not
process.
hungry, but let's go there anyway."
He's a horrible spy. And that's what I liked about that movie. Is like if you drop Captain America in the middle of a spy thriller movie, he just kind of just shines a light on everything and just breaks the whole system.
Yeah, he's like, "Where's my shield? I need my shield."
Well, he's pretty much like her weapon. She's like, "All right, I figured out who's behind it. You go kick their ass." You know, he just jumps out of the plane.
I think it's also part of like what hurts her the most, like when they finally meet up with Nick, in the cave or wherever the hell they were, and he was just like, I didn't know who I could trust, and then you just kind of see her heart break a little bit, like I did all this for you, you know.
I'm the most trustworthy person here.
Yeah.
Well, she worked really hard to be trustworthy.
Yeah, right. You had it right. Line didn't exist in my timeline.
Truth, justice, and America.
You know,
kind of right.
And the thing is, like, Steve's trying to figure out everything that's going on, and she's like a step ahead of him. You know, she even has a little USB drive, and he was like, "I thought I was being coy." I was like, "Nope." She was watching him the whole time, you know.
Yeah.
And then
because she's a good spy.
Yeah. And she was walking him through the whole thing, you know, the Apple Store, and then like, "Hey, kiss me," because it's awkward and stuff. And then people are all looking away when they're making out. And then, you know, even the banter they share on the way to his old barracks, and then meeting Arnim Zola, and then, you know, it leads all up to then she's like, "But everything I did," and it's like almost like it's all for nothing.
And then she got the most important task of sneaking into the SHIELD headquarters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And basically arresting the lead. I don't even remember his name anymore.
Yeah, the guy.
Lead
Robert Redford.
Robert Redford. Yes. That guy. Yeah. I mean, she's like the main character. Like,
oh yeah.
Captain America was just a pawn doing whatever she said. So I was like, I have an argument that like Black Widow is like the most important character in the Marvel Universe right now because she's the only one moving anything along.
She's almost like in the Ultimate Universe where everything came down to the Wasp. Like the Wasp is like, oh, it's the Wasp. She can turn little and sting people. She doesn't do anything. Saves the day every single time. It's like you got the Hulk, you got Thor, and like the Hulk's even more strong in the Ultimate Universe, and they're still like, yeah, make sure the Wasp comes into work today because we really need her to save the day. You other guys, hold off the bad guys. We need the Wasp to get in there.
You know, I liked Wasp a lot, and I wish she was more part of the Avengers, but without
No.
Yeah.
I would really rather have Miss Marvel in a movie than Wasp.
I just want to like fill up like as many men there are women as part of the Avengers, but also Black Panther.
What? I want them to somehow steal Rogue from Fox and throw her in there.
Rogue, I never would imagine Rogue would be much of an Avengers
but
fan.
like 90s
Probably
Rogue.
not. Yeah.
Because that's the only Rogue that exists.
Carol Danvers.
Well, see,
Rogue would not have a good
but that's
relationship.
why it would be great because there'd be so much drama. It's like, oh, you only got those powers from me, and then they're just fighting. And then it would be like the Avengers movie where like everyone's just like turning on each other. And Loki's just like, yes, dance, my pretties.
Just touching everyone.
Yeah, right.
But like Carol tries to stay at least 50 feet away from Rogue at all times.
But yeah, I don't know. I think she would be an awesome addition. But either way, yeah, just more female characters in the Avengers in general would be awesome. Even if I don't know, even if a Hank Pym's got to come along. Well, I guess it would be Scott Lang is what they'd be doing. But either way,
There apparently is a nice Hank Pym
somewhere deep down inside.
Well, somewhere in the continuity of things, there is like a Hank Pym that's like, no violence, let's not be bad, let's just be nice.
For like Age of Apocalypse Hank Pym. That Hank Pym only lasted 2 minutes.
Angel.
Before a one-hand Wolverine killed him. Alright, so I have a really interesting topic that I saw the other day. It's not directly related to superhero type stuff, but I found it basically some guy is suing like Adam Carolla. Or he's like the main person who's being sued. Like for those who know, Adam Carolla has, I guess, the most popular podcast right next to ours, you know. But basically,
Adam Carolla is still a thing?
Yeah. Now he's in podcast form.
Oh.
So basically, there's people that go around buying patents, and then they sue people for stuff where it's like, this sounds like my patent.
Yeah.
So they're trying. Yeah, patent trolls. Yeah, and they're trying to do that for podcasting.
What?
So basically, let me see. I think I wrote it down here.
How?
Because American patent law is very murky.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem, is that no one wants to fix the patent law.
Get a fucking hobby.
Thanks, Thomas Edison.
Seriously.
It actually is partly Thomas Edison's fault. The reason why it's set up is it's so punitive against anyone who has an idea.
That Edison. It's like, even in death, he still screws the Americans. Yeah. But, so basically their patent is described as a system for disseminating media and content representing episodes in a serialized sequence. So
TV?
they're like, I guess they'll try and sue TV next. But apparently... right. I mean, literally
You have chapters.
He literally sues books. And then books are on the stand. How do you plead book? And then like wind just blows a page.
It blows through the page of just a giant F.
So they're trying to put together like a defense fund. So apparently, like all the big podcasts, you know, like Joe Rogan, This American Life, Mark Maron. Straight Outta Austin, you know, all those big podcasts, you know, they're trying to band together. But they're called Personal Audio. So I just wanted to give a big FU to Personal Audio for it's just so stupid. It's like, okay, there's one thing. It's bad enough that they're doing this, but it's bad enough that like a judge isn't just like, this is BS. Get this out of my courtroom.
How did they patent it? Because I know it has to not be an idea. That is an idea.
Yeah. That's not
a way of doing something. That's just a freaking idea. You can't patent those. And like, who was the clerk at the office that said, "Hey, okay"?
Yeah.
I just.
First of all, he didn't know that ideas were bulletproof. Second of all, like, maybe it was just like someone who was just like interning and they didn't know what they were doing. They're like, oh yeah, this sounds great.
Which is like,
stamp.
why do you give the intern the stamp?
Yeah, right. It's like instead of get a glass case and they just like break it open. I got a stamp. They're stamping everything.
They went stamp happy.
Yeah, because they had sued somebody before and were actually successful. I'm trying to figure out what it was.
What's really horrible is like the statistics on these kind of cases, that it can go either way. Like, it's really, really dicey.
Yeah, it really is.
But then even if you win, you might not get your legal bills paid because the judge won't deem it frivolous. Which everyone in the universe, every time anyone reads these articles, are like, that's totally frivolous. That's just like a concept. Like, I patent pizza delivery.
Yeah.
If you put pizza in a box and then take it to someone else, that's patented. You owe me money.
Yeah, it's like when it's like so open and shut and so black and white, it's just like, how, you know, it's like, I understand understand that we have problems with our legal system, but it's like it should not be this broken where it's just so obvious.
Well, we can't patch a budget, so we're not going to patch up the patent law. So.
Yeah. Well, the budget's a whole other issue, but I don't know. But I just wanted to bring that to people's attention. But it's just, I just
so
saw.
Stupid.
Yeah, I
that's
saw it, and I
insane.
was just like, really? So I don't know. Hopefully, Adam Carolla can corral all of his podcast buddies and just beat this guy into submission.
Hope so.
Well, I think media in general should be rallying around this because, I mean, that was a very vague.
Oh yeah,
I was like TV, books, comic books.
Yeah.
Like anything in episodic form.
everything.
I think these people don't know who Adam Carolla is.
Probably
I
not.
mean, the kid used to box. He's generally fighting with people through his podcast or even when he was on Love
It's
Line.
like literally they're
It's
fighting.
in the guy's nature to fight.
Yes,
so,
he loves
and this,
litigating.
These guys, yeah, exactly. And this guy's goal is to shake him down for $3 million. No way in hell he's going to be giving that
there's
up.
no
You know,
way.
I think
No
he'd
way.
rather give it to the lawyer he keeps on retainer.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm already paying this sap of shit. I might as well
Yeah.
just use him. Finally get my money's worth out of him. But yeah, I think they just don't realize who they're actually messing with in Adam Carolla.
Yeah, apparently they're trying to sue him for $3 million.
Yeah, $3 million.
Yeah.
Pinky to the mouth.
Well, the same guys successfully sued Apple for $8 million.
Okay, that's
saying
what
the
I was trying to
iPod
find.
violated their patent for downloadable playlists.
What?
I think with Apple, at least, they were just like, we don't even care. They're just
Right.
like, hold on,
It's
hold
just
on.
a drop
Hold
in
on,
the
wait.
bucket
You want
for
$8 million?
them.
They're counting them
Well-
out. You might want to sit down and get a snack because it's going to take a
Right.
while.
I don't even
Well,
need to go
Apple
to the
is,
ATM.
is known to abuse.
Yeah,
the
they do it
patent as
too,
Well,
so-
so that was like kind of fair game.
Yeah.
But what
'Cause
did
they did it
Adam
to
Carolla
Samsung.
do?
Nothing.
Like he just had a podcast.
Yeah.
Like what? I mean, if you think about it, that's really stifling free speech.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, with Apple, they're probably just like, well played, well
I
played.
remember Samsung sent Apple for the infringement or whatever, like pennies.
Oh yeah.
They
It was like a
sent
dumpster
them
full of pennies.
That's awesome.
It was like a lot of money. In
Tro lo
pennies.
lo lo
Yeah,
lo.
they sent them like 4 or 5 like, truckloads of pennies.
Tra-la-la-la-la. Louise says, fun fact, Hank Pym hitting Janet originally wasn't meant to be in the comic.
Then
Well, it
why?
is. You ran with it, people. So now it's fact. So
He's the only Hank Pym I know.
yeah. See, look what you did to Hank Pym. You ruined
Yeah.
his
And
his
I hate
PR 's
him.
Gone.
Yeah, no, right?
Yeah.
He's just
I
like,
just like to pretend. I like to make him. I was like Hank Pym. He's the nice, wonderful Hank Pym.
Like
Horrible,
the
evil
panel
Hank Pym.
of Wasp like running away from him under like the computer and stuff is just burned into my brain,
I
and
know,
like
it's it's
I like
interesting.
welled up when I saw her like running away, and I was just like, what the hell is wrong? Why is this happening?
I do
Why are
like the
these
fact that
comics so
Cat beat the
grown
crap out of
Oh,
him.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Get-
the best.
I love his line. Get big.
yeah,
Yeah.
Either it's gay porn or
Yeah, right.
Oh,
That was after you.
Let's play gay porn or comic books.
Yeah. Gay porn or comic
I thought we were
line.
going to go with Spider-Man again.
Yeah, right. Andrew Garfield.
all of the above.
All right, so on a more happy note, so obviously love Game of Thrones, so I find every excuse to bring up Game of Thrones.
Well, okay, so we haven't seen the last half of the last episode.
All right, well, it has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
It has to do with how people just love to pirate Game of Thrones. So like, we
Oh.
love it so much, we're not even going to pay for it.
Right.
So they've broke yet another piracy record. And I just love it. So basically, where's the now? I got notes. Where are my notes?
Another piracy record.
So the season, not the season premiere, but the second episode,
Right.
the Purple Wedding, I'll just call it. So that was downloaded.
Oh,
by,
is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Well, the actual episode is like the Rose and the Lion, but the wedding itself, people have dubbed it the
Purple
Purple Wedding.
Wedding.
Yeah,
Why purple? I
because
don't
Joffrey
remember
loves the color purple. He looks so great in purple. That's why.
you choked on purple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wink.
Wink.
Oh.
Hope you guys listen to that wink. But yeah, so apparently it's like 1.5 million people downloaded the episode. But my favorite thing about it is just like the CEO, it's Jeff, most chill dude ever, most chill CEO ever. And he's just like, piracy? Bro, we've been dealing with this for like 30 years back when people were stealing cable. Like, we don't care, whatever. There's like, our model's working, we're making money. And he didn't flat out say, like, go ahead and steal it, but he's just like, I am concerned.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Basically is
Well,
what he
I
said.
remember he said that the more people that see it, they probably in the future when they have money, they're just going to buy it because it's easier than
Yeah,
stealing
and it's
it.
kind of what he alludes to as well. Is like it's just going to bring us in more subscribers
and,
naturally.
it provenly has.
Oh, yeah.
Their
Oh, their viewership, yeah, 'cause-
has
yeah.
expanded.
Well, and the thing is, like, we borrow HBO Go.
Nothing wrong with that. I also borrow
Yes.
HBO Go.
I
But
pirate.
if it was, if
pirated
it was
last
something that was a subscription service, I would definitely pay
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
it. I mean, I don't have
It
an
was
issue with that. Yeah, but because I can't,
Yeah, I mean, they kind of forced me into it because I'm not buying a
it's
cable
your
package.
fault.
Yeah.
HBO
They put Valerian
Go.
Steel to my throat and made me pirate it.
did.
You make such good television, I'm just going to have to take it from you.
But the funny thing is, even with the HBO Go thing, like people keep asking him, like, "Are you just going to make it a subscription service?" It's like, no, we're still making money. We're cool.
They have a really interesting problem with Time Warner.
Oh,
Cable.
yeah?
Oh,
Because they're
really?
Don't
owned by Time Warner
we
Cable.
all? Oh,
So they have this kind of like they have to be a part of it, but on the other hand, like because he runs HBO, HBO.
Yeah.
Is that why they can't do a subscription service?
that. Oh,
Because
okay,
Time
now
Warner
it
doesn't
makes
wanna do
sense.
it. And
Which is like
Time
really.
Warner, you're a dinosaur.
yeah.
That's like the
You're gonna go the way of the
dumbest
dinosaur.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't evolve into a bird and fly away.
Yeah, the peacock. You better let me fly. But yeah, I didn't realize that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's like, oh, it's Time Warner. They're not very smart. Hey, remember when you guys merged with AOL? You guys thought that was gonna be the greatest idea, and you lost billions. Yeah, it was kind of the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He should have like called him out and been like, "We'll do it once we get Time Warner on it,"
That
and then
was-
so it makes Time Warner look like you're super stupid
That'd be hilarious. Did you see the next article? He's no longer CEO.
for talking shit.
That's why they're trying to get.
Time Warner replaced debts.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's
The
like,
Reigns of Castamere starts
yeah.
playing.
It's like, oh no,
Time
this is
Warner
not
sends
good.
us to God.
Yeah. First time you see him, he's all beat up and bloody. I love Time Warner. Time Warner's the best.
His
who's
nameplate
Oberon
from
and
his
all
door
this?
is like in his chest.
Yeah. The AOL merger was the smartest business decision in the last 30 years. Please don't hurt
Oh,
me.
wise and mighty masters. Time
Yeah,
Warner.
right. But I guess I think one of the reasons why he's so chill, because it's like, okay, so even when people are pirating it, even if they aren't going to ever get HBO, there's still so much Game of Thrones merchandise that people can buy.
True.
It's like, I love his attitude, because it's like, he gets it. Like, so many CEOs are like, no, this is the old way of doing it. We got to make money this way. He's like, bruh, we can make money 1,000 different ways. Like, there's t-shirts, there's video games. Like, he knows that the merchandising is going to be there. Like,
He really sees the big picture
Yeah,
of
exactly.
it. Yeah.
So it's interesting that he's so chill about it, and then if you look at video games, some
Oh,
companies
yeah.
are like, okay, well, it's a problem that you have to deal with, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Or you can go, yeah, go ahead and pirate it, but I hope you know that you are stealing income from us. I hope you
Yeah.
play our next game and pay for it.
Oh, like
you know?
what
Yeah.
gaming company? That the guys that did The Witcher 2.
Red Project?
There you go.
Project? Those
Yeah.
guys are so chill. They're like, all of our stuff is DRM free. Come steal it from us, but please pay us because
Yeah.
we charge
Yeah.
reasonable prices.
But more people actually buy it
More
than
people buy
pirate
it
it.
because it's so easy to get.
Yeah.
If you make it easy to get, people won't pirate it.
It was the
Yeah.
same thing with Gabe Newell when he decided to release Steam in Russia, and Russia's like one of the
Oh,
biggest countries to
wow.
pirate things, and people were like, "It's not going to work." He was like, "I guarantee you, it will work," and it works perfectly.
It's so
Yeah.
much
Give me those
easier
movies.
to buy a game than it is to steal it,
Yeah.
risk the viruses, or risk
Right.
it being broken, or risk it being another game entirely.
yeah,
That's
right.
true.
Oh, I
That's
didn't
a
know.
good
I didn't want
DOA
Pac-Man.
volleyball.
Yeah.
How did that get
Goat
there?
Simulator, yes!
I didn't know I wanted to play this game, but
Yeah,
Oh man!
that game, Goat Simulator, looks like so much fun.
Did you see
I
Zombies
I
video?
haven't watched the video yet, so I'm gonna watch
I haven't seen it either, but I know I'm gonna want to play.
I
Goat
know. And
Simulator
that's why I don't want to
so
watch it because I
bad.
don't have money. So it's like I can't spend
Seeing
it.
her have fun playing video games wants me to have fun playing video games.
That's awesome. I was gonna say, like, one of my favorite things about, like, so with some video game companies, because like some of them are still like kind of bummed with people like pirating, so they'll release their own pirated versions, but they're like screwed up versions of the game where it's like there's one for, I want to say it was like for Far Cry, and it's like the enemies are impossible to beat.
Yeah.
And you get like no weapons. So
there was one. You wrote an article.
Yeah, I
about
wrote
it.
an
There was
article.
one for Batman Arkham Asylum.
yeah,
where
when
they
you
took
can't
out the
glide.
jump function.
Yeah.
So you were pirating the game, but you couldn't jump, which is like the most essential thing.
My
Yeah.
favorite one was the backhanded passive aggressive notes throughout the game.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, oh, so you're a pirate, huh? And it was just like always like this repeating, like every dialogue ended like that. And it was just like beating it in your face.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And
Yeah.
then, like,
So it kind of like shames you into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
and they're like, yeah, it's fully functional, but you're gonna have to be
But if
hearing
you're,
about you're a pirate.
I feel there's like two sides of that. So half the gamers would be like, "Oh, I feel like really bad for this. Maybe I should buy it." And then the other half are like dressed as pirates with like an eye patch, and they're like, "Yeah."
Well, what's really interesting is there's a really I feel like the gaming industry is the most dynamic in that the consumers and the companies are constantly fighting each other.
Yeah,
and it's because
which is ridiculous.
Both sides sometimes don't realize what's going on the side.
True.
The video game companies are like, well, we made this game and you should pay for it, but then the consumer's like, well, you advertise it like this and it wasn't that.
Yeah.
So
it's a fair argument.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Colonial Marines, anyone?
Yeah, exactly. That's one
Oh
of the
my
biggest
God.
ones of
Duke Nukem
Duke
forever.
Nukem. Yeah. So it's really interesting because it just seems like this industry doesn't know what it's doing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't know how to deal with people.
Well, it doesn't have any leadership.
And it doesn't have any quality control.
Well, the leadership
That's the
it
biggest
does have
problem.
is-
Quality control is ridiculous.
Yeah, we're
and
looking at
let
you.
their advertising firms go nuts without any backup. I've seen the crappiest games in the world with some of the greatest written reviews. And then you look at
GN.
user reviews, and then you're just like,
It's obviously
This is
someone
imagine
paid
click
you.
start. You can't play the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of like how, what your comment was earlier about certain movies getting really bad critic reviews. It's just well, if you take it for what it is, it's actually a good movie. And I feel like games receive a lot of that.
True.
And basically, my defense is for games like Dynasty Warriors, where people are just the gaming industry just shits on it. So hard. They take
great.
everything in
I
just
love
so they
that
can create a diarrhea dump. And then they just do that all over Dynasty Warriors. It's okay, well, Dynasty Warriors is made for a specific audience. It's not like they intentionally make it bad. It's they know what it is. They
Like a
make it
Goku
this
power-up.
way.
It's the only game they're not paid to give tens to. So they just take a huge dump on it.
Yeah.
And that's it. And
it's a great series.
Because
It's a great
all that
series.
hate has to go somewhere because their opinions are they have
if
to
you
say
give
so
Call
many
of
good
Duty a
things
9
about
and
so
give
many.
Dynasty Warriors 20 a 2, there's something wrong with you because Call of Duty hasn't changed either.
Yeah,
folks.
exactly, and
It
that's the
hasn't-
thing.
If your main complaint is a game didn't change, sometimes you shouldn't complain about that because things changing sometimes are awful. I found the
Yeah.
Dynasty Warriors got better in time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I have
yeah,
to.
it
They're
has.
just
That's
more
a-
refined. They know how to make it. They know what you want.
What
They
gave
give
me
it
the
to
one
you.
thing I ever wanted in life? Would you like to tell them?
Yes. Okay. I love how I found out about this game because obviously, if those that don't know,
God.
Agamemnon loves Dynasty Warriors and he loves Gundam.
Yeah.
And just one day, I see him playing Dynasty Warriors Gundam, and
What?
I did a double take because I was just like, "This is the
It's a
most
thing.
It's the most
Yeah.
random thing ever." You have the old school Chinese history, and you have Gundams, and I felt like Agamemnon just meditated atop a mountain and manifested this game from his own desire, and here
game
it just
is-
popped out.
That game is boss too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's the best game. I love that
see
game.
this.
I wish I don't own them. I've only played them a little bit, but I love Gundam. I love giant mechs.
Yeah.
Mechs.
How
equals
does this
fun,
work?
Always. And it's just the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
I thought I was dreaming when I first saw it. I was like, wait. You're combining everything I love. My one complaint is I don't know. I've only played the first one. I haven't played the rest.
Uh-huh.
Is there ever a Death Scythe ever?
Death Scythe Hell.
That's it.
No, there's Death Scythe Hell. There's Heavy Arms Custom. Wing Zero, Epion, and Tall Geese 2.
So they do get everyone in there.
Yeah. Oh, well, the fourth one just came out in Japan. I don't know when it's going to hit stateside, hopefully in a couple of months. But I don't know if they've added... the one that I won is Nataku, which was the one that had, the dragon arm.
Oh,
But
yeah.
there's,
I want
so
the-
many
I want
mechs.
the
Dragon
wing-
arm.
Yeah, I want the Wing Zero
The dude with the
group.
dragon arm tattoo.
I love that group. I love
Yeah.
I love the suit
Oh,
design of that
the
group.
Death Side is so dope. Because what you can do is actually you find in the game, not to just get too off tangent, but you can
We never do
find
that.
upgrades for the suits. So you can find better versions of the one you have. So and they have different stats. So it goes all the way up to rank 4. So when you find a rank 4 mobile suit, it's more or less you want to keep it.
Yeah.
But then you have to have money to develop it, and then money to customize the one that you develop.
Can I put My Little Pony stickers on it?
I don't know if you... No, you can't do that. I wish you could.
Why?
I wish you could.
What is even the point?
Because you can upgrade
Friendship
the
is
melee,
magic.
the shot, the defense. and
If
all
you
that.
can't put my
Oh, yeah.
You have to get the
there's that.
PC mod or
Whenever,
something.
whenever anyone
I don't
asks
think
me-
MLP was around when this latest version.
there
See,
has
well,
to
they've
be a
been
mod.
around
Gundam
since
4
the beginning
doesn't
of
have
time.
doesn't have a good answer, but as far as Gundam 3,
They're like
Yeah.
cockroaches.
Yeah.
On the
MLP
8th
hadn't come
day,
out
My
yet.
Little Ponies was made.
Yeah.
I just like whenever I hear customization, I was like, I just want to go nuts. I want to have a game that's like import your own pictures, put them on everything.
Oh yeah,
I'm so there.
Imagine how many penis Gundams there would be.
They just instead of swords,
this
they're all glowing in blue.
I think it'd be really cool. I mean, the technology is there. It's easy to import it. It's there.
Yeah.
And like people make mods all the time and add their own skins and stuff. It's like, why don't you just incorporate it into your game? Like, you make a giant mech suit and then people can put whatever pictures they want on there. Yes.
That would be awesome.
You're gonna get
color
a lot
schemes.
of porn, but
I mean, I'm sure they could screen because they could maybe make like, okay, it doesn't appear for 24 hours. They have to review it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking of like just really cool things because sometimes I love the design of like that mobile suit, but I want to add something extra onto it.
Yeah,
it might be a rainbow. It might be
I want
a
flames
skull.
and skulls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't know what my mood is at that moment,
I want mine all black.
Like different versions
I
of
only
it.
work in black.
Yeah. But Blood Ocean 07 says diarrhea dump. Is someone a fan of the angry video game nerd?
Ah, yeah, he got that. I didn't know a better term, so I was just like, I'm just
Yeah.
lift
It's
this
not-
term.
Yeah.
Lift.
Oh, he also says he's excited for the Dynasty Warriors Zelda crossover. Hyrule
Yeah, that actually
Warriors.
looks like fun. I
Yeah.
think we discussed
The
that
thing-
on one episode.
Yeah, Safe File Corrupted.
It was kind of a little 50-50.
Well, I was kind of excited. It was this Beetle where he's just like, he didn't know how to react because he's a huge fan of Zelda. Not necessarily a huge fan of Dynasty Warriors. Just like, why?
He likes Dynasty
But then we
Warriors.
showed him the video, and he's like, all right.
I can get behind that.
Dynasty Warriors plus Power Rangers. There's a million Power Rangers, and there's always like putties to kill.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's just, you already
totally.
have cannon fodder and bosses set up for you, and you have like 30 years of like television to like work off of. So make it happen, guys.
No, and I want Dynasty Warriors multiple, man.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but I was like, who?
He's the
We could
opposite,
totally have
and you're just a
Dynasty
bunch of
Warriors
multiple men
X-Men
just
or
beating up
something.
one dude.
What if we're just multiple men beating up multiple?
Yeah. It just makes you stronger. And then, like, the whole game, it's just a prelude to another game.
It's Highlander.
Yeah, there can only be one. It's because, he's just decapitating all the other ones, and he's just like the mighty. He's like a giant
It's
multiple
the
man.
rogue
in the end.
multiple man.
yeah. It's like, that's the storyline. Like, he disappeared for years, and he comes back with the beard all, like, disheveled. Just like, Murdoch, I'm gonna kill you! And he's just all crazy now. I'm sold. I'm playing that
just
game.
saying Dynasty Warriors is such a good like concept.
Yeah.
It's such a great game concept, and it's fun. No matter
Yeah,
what you're
it's
doing,
fun.
it's fun.
It's
and
good
if like
stress
someone's like,
relief.
I don't like games, that's one of the games I'll turn them to. Like, you're gonna have fun. It's not mind-boggling hard,
No,
and it's
not.
just so much fun to just massacre a whole army. Like, it's just
There's
a
so
blast.
much to do too.
Yeah.
Like if I spent over 100 hours on this game, I'm afraid to admit, I'm so close to a platinum.
I
can
have
taste
played
it.
200 hours of Skyrim, so have no shame.
Is that all? I'm at like 1,000.
I
I
think I
don't know how many.
have 340 hours on Civ 5.
Ooh.
Oh,
I have
wow.
140 hours on Rome Total War 2. I like being Rome. Like, being Rome is the greatest thing ever because no matter what you do, you feel like you're right. Like, I'm Rome, I'm right.
So I guess the point is, once you break 100, don't feel bad.
Yeah, don't feel bad. That means that you just really love this game and they found your
Yeah.
sweet spot. Yeah.
It means
They found your
you're
sweet
elite.
spot.
That is how I feel.
They know what you like.
They know what you like. They
See,
got
the
you
last game I
dialed
put in
in.
that much time in was Bad Company 2, which I think
Oh, I thought you were
going
going to say my marriage.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Nope.
Nope. She's in the other room. No, I think it was maybe just under or just over 400 hours on Bad Company 2. Because I used to play that game.
That sounds bad. That sounds pretty accurate.
That's a lot
really
of
religious.
hours.
Yeah, it's a lot of bad company.
I wonder how much I spent on Battlefield 2 Special Forces.
Oh yeah.
That was my favorite.
See, I came in just after that.
Ah.
Because I played Modern Warfare 2, and I was like, this game's so fun. And I finally hit like a 1.1 KDR.
Yeah.
And then everyone of my friends were playing Bad Company 2, and my brother as well. So I was like, all right, I'll switch over to this game. It's like, this one's so much more fun.
Yeah, when I first discovered
Strike.
Battlefield 2, I was like, wait a second, you can have tactics and shooting in the
yeah.
same game.
Yeah.
Strat.
Tactics
Sniping means something?
Wait, there's commanders and like artillery strikes that aren't cheap. I was in a building in Call of Duty and got hit by an artillery strike.
Wow.
Like not near a window or anything.
Yeah.
There's no way I
The
can
building's
cuss a
fine.
fly. Yeah.
It's still structurally
Everyone's
sound.
fine. I'm dead.
Yeah.
It went through like the ventage system. It just came through an air AC duct to hit you in the
I
head.
mean, I don't understand if it's a cruise missile, but come on.
It was a drone strike. Louise says no Hibiki tonight. Nope, afraid not. Yeah, all the fans are calling for it, but maybe next time. But so I just wanted to take a moment. So at some point, we're probably gonna have people on from the Austin Toy Museum. But they're doing a Kickstarter launch party on Saturday.
Yeah, they are.
So that's April 26th. It's going to be at the Kung Fu Saloon at 8 p.m. Central. So if you guys are in Austin, you should definitely check that out. So if you guys are still partying by midnight when I get off of work, I'll be there.
Yeah.
So excited.
They're a lot of awesome guys, so you could go support them. Check them out.
It was
You
fun.
interviewed them, didn't you?
I did.
You check
And our buddy Phil Cost is with them.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does with them.
I don't know.
just
I've
plays
seen
with
that
the
guy in the
toys.
chat room during the
Exactly.
Weird Girls live
The weekly
formats.
recap.
Yeah,
Weekly
yeah,
recap,
yeah.
But the thing I love about like the Austin Toy Museum is like we were literally right next to them during Wizard World, and I didn't really pay them that much attention until we had Barry on a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about it. I was just like, because they have like all these displays and stuff,
Yeah.
and it really resonated with me because I was just like, that's literally what I did as a kid. Like I would get grounded. And I would just be like, all right. And, like, because, like, obviously you play your choice as a kid, but I would just set up, like, these huge battles and be all across my floor. Like, being grounded was the best because, like, no one's going to bother me all day.
Right.
Like, I'd have, like, my G.I. Joes hunting the Predator, like, all the ones that are in, like, the fatigue, so it looked like the movie and stuff like that.
And that's exactly what they have. They have these huge displays, and they had them at Wizard World. They're giant tables, and they have like underwater sets, and then it goes to like the big headquarters, and they have like dunes and
nice.
all kinds of terrain, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. I used to do that too. You set up huge battles with my Star Wars tour. Like everything was off scale though, so like, I had to like pretend like people could be like fighting that thing. Because like my like Power Ranger was like bigger than my like TIE Fighter.
It's like you're using like all this crazy like perspective. So like it's like in the foreground, it's like you have to look at it from this angle. It's so perfect.
And I was doing a stop motion picture. Yeah, and I had to like, put everything very far away.
Nice.
But once I resonate, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like, so I'm like really excited about it.
I like your version of getting grounded. My version of getting grounded was sitting my fat ass outside in the hot sun, picking up twigs, leaves, cutting the grass. Everything until I was so tired, all I wanted to do was sleep.
All I wanted to do was cry myself to sleep from all the pain.
My favorite grounding was like, go to your room, and I read a book, and they don't want to tell me to stop reading a book. So like,
yeah, there was that too.
Yeah.
There was that
the
too.
loophole. I was like, reading a book. Yeah.
Take that, Mom and Dad. I'm on chapter 3.
Enjoy my imagination.
Yeah, right. It's running wild.
What are you gonna do? Can't say shit.
It's like, oh man, he got us with the education. And then
That's what my dad would do. Is like he would just toss a book in there. I was just like, the Grapes of Wrath. It's like, okay, but I'm in the second grade. So I'll be sitting there reading these books. I was like, well, what does this
What
word
are these
mean?
words?
With a dictionary in one hand.
Yeah.
This doesn't make sense. Hold on.
It's like part
it
of.
could mean that too. Okay. Oh, I get.
And you're not far off because I had this huge blue Webster's dictionary.
Me too.
Yeah.
It was just
all the
like,
time.
dude, the whole thing would fit in my backpack and there would be like no space. That's how big it was.
I read.
And it had the little like
Not that he
nail
didn't
size
try or-
indentation.
Yeah, right.
I had one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read. I got really bored because I was grounded. And I snuck out of my room,
Imagine
got
that.
into like the my parents' like little like office or whatever, and my dad has a collection of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
So now
nice.
I'm like
Sup, Holmes?
7 or 8. It's kind of more advanced.
Yeah.
So I stole them and I read them, but I couldn't understand all the British slangs. I like look up the British slang like on the sly. I speak out like, what's
Yeah.
that word? Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, that means
I learned so
prostitute.
much from British.
Are you reading this?
Yeah.
That'd be so hilarious. It's like you sneak in there. There's like a closet full of liquor, and then there's books, and you're like, I want the book.
And then I'll pour me some scotch.
Yeah, right. Those are kind of pretty, though.
He's in a room.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Oh,
Reading
you pour it
It
out.
gets all over the book.
I'm reading the book now. That was awful.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah.
Get a chocolate milk and
Yeah, yeah, right. This is much better to accompany my reading. Ever so delightful. But yeah, let's go through the chat a little bit. Yeah, so Casey again says, the only games I put quite a few hours into are Tomb Raider and Assassin's Creed 2.
Yay.
Arrivederci.
Germans are a lot of fun.
90% of me being grounded lasted 1 hour to the rest of the day. I was great at bargaining. You really didn't want to ground me. You know what you should just do? Like, okay, how about this? If I take out the trash, you strike an hour from that grounding.
Then my dad would have slapped me and then made me take the trash out anyway.
He just like makes more trash, so you have more trash to take out. Cuts a hole in the bag. Now you gotta take out that trash too.
Oh, man.
Oh, Luis says he still has the Uncanny X-Men Volume 1 code that he can give to anyone who's interested. Yeah, we were running a contest, and he was doing trivia, and he was trying to find out, or his question was, who was the actress who was cast in the original X-Men movie that was a big star that turned down the role? And my answer was Natalie Portman, but it wasn't her. And, like, no one's been able to come up with an answer.
Wait. Okay, so what role was she up for?
Luis, help me out here, buddy. But I don't think he said the role. It was just a big role. Let's just say Storm.
A big role.
Or a Rogue. Oh, no, I think it might have been Rogue. I think it was Rogue.
And it was a big actress?
Yeah, like a big name actress. Like, it'd be
like,
yeah.
Wait, when did that movie come out again?
Winona
2000.
Ryder.
2000.
And it wasn't Natalie Portman.
No.
Winona Ryder.
Really?
No, I don't know.
I was like, bitch, you just ruined that for me. I was going to guess.
Now I can't get a code.
Well, maybe it was. That would make sense. For Rogue.
Yeah.
Oh, that was also part of the
For Rogue, it wouldn't make sense.
That was also part of the question.
Does Anne Paquin make sense, though?
Gambit. Channing Tatum for Gambit. There you go. Same company.
Dude, Channing Tatum might as well be Rogue if he's going to be Gambit.
So if it was Sandra Bullock, it'd be like 80s Rogue with like the big Texas hair.
The best Rogue?
Duh.
Oh, Luis, you sly dog. Since I didn't say it wasn't Portman, then who did I say?
Winky face.
Luis! Well, Luis, if you would kindly repost the question.
Was she like, no, this script sucks?
Or maybe she was like, what?
She was
what is this?
She was like, oh, I don't want to be a comic character. I'm going to go do Shakespeare or something. And then that was the last day of her career. And then she never
the
got
last
roles
person
after.
who turned down a major comic book role didn't start working until now again.
Yeah, Mr. Kilmer, looking at you.
Well, Keaton.
Oh, yeah, Keaton also.
Keaton turned down the third movie role,
Yeah.
and then basically got blackballed.
It's kind of funny how they were both Batmans, and they both were like, nah, Batman's
Russell
never going
Crowe
to take
turned
my
down
career.
Wolverine.
Yeah, okay, no, the thing with Russell Crowe is he wanted to make Wolverine bald. And
What?
the studio was like, no. I think because he just didn't want to do the hair. That's honestly the reason why I think.
Hair. The hair's the best part of Wolverine.
Yeah, but when you're Russell Crowe, you don't want the hair.
When you're Russell Crowe, you should take any job you get.
So that wasn't the answer then.
I don't get.
Okay, so the question was, what big name actress was given a role in X-Men but turned down the role, and who was the character? Vague enough for you? I'm going to say Natalie Portman
really
since you put the
hard.
winky face. I'm going to start naming actresses.
Natalie Portman for Rogue? 'Cause, I mean, Halle Berry's a pretty big star. When she
Yeah.
took Storm,
Natalie
so.
Portman for Mystique.
Oh. Who did take Mystique?
Where'd you
I can't
read
remember
that?
her
Rebecca
name.
Romaine.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, she is.
Rebecca Romaine Stamos.
Oh.
At the time,
Rebecca
right?
Angela
Romaine
Bassett
lettuce.
turned down the role of Storm.
Who?
Was it Angela Bassett?
Maybe.
Oh, for Storm?
Was it Uma Thurman for The Bride?
I thought Uma Thurman too. I was like, why?
I was
So
my
much.
first-
Selma Blair was considered for Jean.
Oh, it
Grey.
was Natalie Portman. Oh, Luis. Come to Austin one day.
For who?
Okay, so for Rogue, for Mystique, wait, what other female characters were there?
There's not many, so.
Obviously not
I'll say
Storm.
Kitty Pryde, even though she wasn't in that movie.
was here somewhere.
Jean Grey.
Natalie Portman
That's-
was Jean Grey.
Did you already
I could see
post
them
it?
That's my
trying to
final
do that.
answer.
No.
She's a
No, I
scientist,
didn't.
kinda. The cartoon. She can move science tubes with her mind.
I don't.
That does not make you a scientist. I've taken 2 test tube shots. That doesn't make me a scientist.
In my world, hey, that's more science
Hey,
than I
it's like
know.
a medic for taking a Jello shot from like a syringe. You know?
That does not make you a medic.
No, also I didn't know how much alcohol content was.
Also, dressing
Oh, so I got drunk. It was bad.
Nice.
also dressing as a nurse for Halloween does not make you a nurse.
I don't know.
Dressing as a witch make you a witch. You know. Don't.
So
burn
was
people.
it Natalie Portman as Rogue?
He says yes, Natalie Portman. He says not Pride, not Jean Grey. He didn't say no Rogues.
For
Maybe it was
Mystique.
Rogue.
For Mystique?
He says not Mystique.
Okay, well
Was it
here,
for Rogue?
Did she turn down
IMDb,
Jubilee?
So Sarah Michelle Gellar and Christina Ricci were considered for the role of Rogue.
Wait, say that again?
Christina
here.
Ricci for Rogue?
Please.
They were
No.
considered, and Natalie Portman turned down the role. Is that it? Is that the answer?
It better not be Rogue, 'cause that's exactly what I said.
She would go down as Jane Foster in Thor.
Not Rogue.
Damn it. So that's not the one.
Wait, he said not Rogue, then he said yes. Casey wins. Turn down the role is Jubilee, so okay.
Son of a bitch.
So it's Natalie Portman turned down the role. Wow, I never would have got that. Because that's the most...
Was Jubilee in that role?
That's why it's confusing. I think she had like a 3-second cameo at the very end. She's like, "Hey guys, I'm Jubilee."
I was so disappointed by the movie by the end. You know?
Yeah, no, you walked out of the theater before the credits roll.
I have never walked out of a movie ever. I sat through the first Hulk movie that came out, the more modern one.
You poor
I sat
soul.
through that piece of crap. I also sat through Nicole Kidman movie called Birth, and that is probably the worst movie I have ever seen in my life.
Did it feel like 9 months just sitting there?
She was pregnant the whole time. It was like borderline pedophilia the whole time.
Oh,
It was
wow.
just creepy.
Her
It was a bad
dead
movie.
husband came back as like...
Maybe he came back. Maybe he didn't. Is this kid just weird and acting like an adult?
No, I think she's
don't
just
know.
a pedophile.
And it was that creepy kid from like not the Sixth Sense, but he was one of those creepy kids from the Android movie that was also creepy.
AI?
AI maybe.
That's the same
Gigolo
kid.
Joe,
Same
what do
kid.
you know?
Whatever. It was a guy who looks like that kid, but creepier. Was the kid?
The kid
Wow,
from
'cause that thing's already pretty creepy.
From Show Me the Money movie.
It wasn't. Jerry
Maguire.
If you want an
Jonathan
inappropriate
Lipnicki.
horror movie that wasn't meant to be a horror movie, that's your movie.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Well, everyone to freak somebody out. So Louise says, Natalie Portman turned down Jubilee and the role was written out. Okay, so that's what we got. No Jubilee. It was all your fault,
Because
Natalie
they threw
Portman.
a big hissy fit.
God.
We can get Portman.
Yeah, someone leaked that Natalie Portman was going to be there. Now we're not going to do it.
Just cross
I'm
out that
glad they
one
didn't,
line.
because then
So Casey
she could be
wins?
What's her face?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jane.
Yeah, Casey
that's true.
wins.
So, okay.
Django.
Yeah. So okay, says, "Woohoo! I really win anything." So there you go. You get a a code for Ultimate or Uncanny X-Men Volume 1.
Ooh,
You guys
congratulations,
You guys
Casey.
can work that out.
So I believe that's from Bendis's run,
From the comic bubble.
Pop.
courtesy of the Comic Bubble.
Pap.
Every Friday, 8 p.m. Central, only on Mixler.com. And the podcast posted on Mondays. And I got it right this time.
So is that all we got for today?
Unfortunately, we only got 3 hours for you guys.
I'm so sorry it took so long.
I'm sorry.
But fear not. Hopefully we'll have Killing Nova back next month.
Yeah.
So we'll have another exciting episode of Straight
I'd love
Outta
to come back
Austin.
next month.
Awesome. Well, we'd love to have you back. Also, Ace, always welcome. The Novas, power of the Nova Core. We really need to make a video podcast one of these days.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Hopefully sometime soon.
Just do it on the Google Hangout.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Smarts.
I do have a camera. So
Yeah.
I think we just need to somehow plug it into the stuff.
Gotta get everyone in frame.
Yeah, that's the only problem because we tried it before and like one person's like off frame and
Yeah.
You would have to like put it in like a
Yeah.
corner or something, all
yeah,
creeper style.
yeah, right. It's like this weird angle, like it's not facing anybody. It's like a fly on the wall
Straight
angle.
down.
Yeah, I've seen when they did it with like 2 angles and they kind of switched angles. So.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but then I was like,
That's
that gets
complicated.
annoying. Especially
Yeah,
if you have a
'cause you-
Google Hangout, because it'll switch whoever's talking.
Oh,
So
I see.
like if
that's
you're going
right.
at like a back and forth, like it'll just like.
Huh. Maybe we'll do a
That'll
practice
get
one,
nauseating.
so we'll figure it out. Louis says he's also on Google Plus too.
Ooh, Google Plus.
Well, once again, first of all, thank everybody who's in the chat. Blood Ocean 07, Luis of the Comic Bubble, Casey. I think I keep going back and forth between calling you Casey and Cassie, but whichever.
Casey.
Casey Jones. That's your new nickname. Melanie, who just rejoined us. Because when we had like one other person, I think we had a guest.
There was guest.
So guest, who doesn't want to actually put a name. Thank you for joining us as well.
They're just embarrassed to be seen with us.
Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time. And of course, thanks for joining us in studio, Kelly and Ace. Thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you
It
for
was a lot of
having
fun.
us.
Thank you for.
That was a weird pause. Nobody
I
knows
thought you
who
were
this
start
is.
sounding off the whole. You can find us here.
I like was like thinking about something, and then I read the heart that Melanie put in the comments, and my brain just kind of shut down for a half
You were
second.
like, less than 3? It's a heart.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. Can't wait to have you guys back.
Yeah.
So
Casey, thank you for sacrificing all your sleeps.
yeah, no, right.
I know. All the sleeps belong to us.
Yes. I was gonna say that. Oh man. Yeah, Melanie, your hearts do that sometimes.
What?
She says, "Oh, that completely distract people."
Her hearts do that sometimes.
You do. I heard you do.
All you guys got out of that was
diarrhea dumps all over your hearts.
And with that, actually, before we go, next week we're supposed to have Brian Salisbury of oneofus.net. So we'll see how that goes.
His last name makes him sound so fancy.
I know.
I don't know who he is.
He sounds pretty delicious.
The maker of steaks.
Yeah, right. He invented Salisbury steaks and advanced.
So he patented it.
TM in a circle.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's gonna sue the actual Salisbury steaks people. He's a patent troll. Get him. Anyway, this is Prometheus.
This is Agamemnon.
This is Kelly Nova.
This is Ace.
It's been straight
Outta
Austin.
Yeah. That's right.
I just took that from you. I hope that's okay.
I wasn't sure if you guys were gonna say it in unison.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Sure.
It's kind of what I was hoping for, but I mean, it's cool.
Like no one has failed to pick that up except for our good friend from high school. And he was we were straight out, and he's like, the walls of reality.
Of reality?
Well, before when we always had 4 people, when Hibiki was actually on the podcast and Bobby was here, she would say exclamation point because that completes the title.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It was a shout out to the Angry Beavers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because when they did that Ricardo Montalban ripoff movie with the lake monster, it was the end was a revolving globe. It was the end, and then you hear Dad go, question mark!
I remember the first time she did it, you're like, don't do it like that. Why do you want me to do it?
Exclamation point! See, he says that I remind him of Linda from Bob's Burgers.
Oh yeah, when you mentioned that earlier, I totally want to bring that up because I remember he had posted something on Facebook, and you're like, more and more, yeah, he reminds me of Linda. And I just now started watching the show, so it's that much more funny because I just imagine all the stuff that she says. I just imagine Kelly saying all this stuff.
She says a lot of it has come to her mind. I'm pretty sure. What Linda says, the diarrhea song, she sang that for a month, at least. And I'm like, Bob, and I'm like, don't do that. Don't. Stop. Okay, I love you.
Floating down the gutter on a piece of bread and butter, diarrhea.
I'm not mad. I'm just I feel like I'm Bob. I feel like I am Captain Killjoy. And I'm just
because you are.
At least you have a high rank. You're not at least you're not private Killjoy. You barely enlisted.
Yeah,
you're an officer
PFC or anything like that.
yeah, petty officer Killjoy.
Petty officer Killjoy. Stop.
He goes to low level functions and kills the fun out of those.
Right? People hanging out in the street corner just kills that.
He bought the water cooler, just comes and kills that one.
He's the Rear Admiral Killjoy.
Rear Admiral. I didn't know boats didn't work on land. I was Admiral.
Oh, nice. Well, thank you everybody for listening. And yes, Bob's Burgers rules.
Spice Rack.
All right, you can take us off.